is where history is made. This is your front row seat. This is the 2021 IHSA Football State Championships. Live from Northern Illinois University's Husky Stadium, this is an IHSA Championship Television Network production.
Good morning and welcome to Husky Stadium on the campus of Northern Illinois University. Happy Black Friday, everybody. And if we got a deal for you, 4 state championship games coming your way here from DeKalb today as the Illinois High School Association crowns its champions in 8 classes. I'm Lee Hall along with Jack McInerney. We've got 4 games here today, and we are really looking forward to some great football this weekend.
I think it's going to be outstanding. And the thing that they're all looking for is this right here. All these kids, 8 games, there's going to be 4 teams that are going to be able to get these, and they want a state championship ring. That's what it's all about.
All right, one thing that we probably all still have nightmares about from high school is doing compare and contrast questions or papers. Well, let's talk about the compare and contrast here. We've got Lena-Winslow, perennial state champions, with the old-fashioned wing tee coming up against Carrollton, only their 2nd state championship game. They're going to spread you out a little bit.
Well, it's kind of interesting, the contrast. It's going to be who can handle the line of scrimmage and who really can move those chains, because obviously Lena loves to run the football and run the ball and control the clock. And then on the other hand, Carrollton just loves to throw it all over the ballpark. So it's going to be a really interesting contrast and really fun to watch.
All right, that is the first game today. Let's take a look at our contest here today. In 1A, it is Lena-Winslow taking on Carrollton. That is followed by the 2A game coming up at approximately 1 o'clock, where you've got another wing tee team in Wilmington taking on another spread team in Nashville. After that, in 3A, it's Byron against perennial power Tolono Unity from the Champaign area. And in 4A, it's a couple of giants, programs that have numerous state championships. Springfield Sacred Heart Griffin taking on Joliet Catholic Academy. But it's Lena-Winslow starting things off against Carrollton. And Jack, let's take a look at your keys to the game today for the Lena-Winslow Panthers and the Carrollton Hawks.
Well, interestingly enough, you're looking at 2 teams that really have contrasting offenses, but it's really going to be who controls the line of scrimmage. Too many times games are thought of to be won by receivers and skill line, but it's not that. The case is the line of scrimmage. Who's going to win that? And then obviously, who's going to stop the run? Well, you say, well, Lena runs the ball all the time. Not really true. Carrollton runs the ball an awful lot also. And then it's going to be field position. Who is going to step up and put the other team in poor field position with the kicking game? That could end up being a very crucial part of the game.
All right, number 1 team in the state, Carrollton, taking on number 5, Lena-Winslow. The kickoff coming up from DeKalb.
.org. And by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs.
Been a union laborer for about 13 years.
And it's just never the same thing twice. It's a lot of different things. You're always doing different things.
I enjoy joining up the union, joining the brotherhood, have some backing for good wage, good insurance, retirement.
And if it weren't for the union, I'll probably be, I'm not sure where I would be at.
Together, we made it through one of the most challenging years in our lives.
Together, we helped our schools and students achieve great things.
We all partnered and struggled and overcame together.
Because we know, together, we can do great things.
Now, we aim to be better than ever.
We are IEA, the Illinois Education Association, and we all are stronger together.
Lee Hall and Jack McInerney with you from DeKalb. Let's throw it downstairs to Donnie Tillman. Donnie.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. To people on the sidelines, whether it be coaches, players, or officials, and everyone can agree that they're happy that the wind is not blowing. You take a look around the stadium, all the flags pretty much just not moving right now, which is a good thing considering it is cold outside. But nonetheless, everyone's saying that's great because throughout the day it is supposed to warm up and even better temperatures forecasted for tomorrow. So right now it's just cold but no wind, which everyone is giving a thumbs up for right now.
All right, Donnie, game time temperature is 22 degrees here in DeKalb. I saw a weather report this morning, about 16 degrees cooler than it was on Thanksgiving Day yesterday. Let's go to coaches on Carrollton's side. It's Nick Flowers in his 18th year, 135 and 57. He is a 1998 alum of Carrollton High School. So very happy to be back here. He took the Hawks to state in 2014 when they finished in second place. And on the other side for Lena-Winslow, Rick Aaron in his 25th year, 219 and 66, 23 playoff appearances in those 25 years, including 4 state championships. They are the defending state champs. And when we talked to Rick earlier this week, I said, welcome to the state championship game, or as we like to call it, the Lena-Winslow Holiday Tournament. They are here almost all the time.
Well, he's done a great job at Lena-Winslow, no doubt about it. Got a great program.
All right, we are about ready to get started here. Carrollton coming in at 12-1. They are a 2 seed in the tournament, but ranked number 1 in the state. Lena-Winslow 11-2, so they are back at state, but got here a little bit in a different way. They lost 2 of their last 3 to end the regular season. We'll go into that a little bit more in depth as we go on here. So they lost a couple of their last 3, but they have righted the ship in the postseason. It was Carrollton winning the toss, and they will receive the kickoff to start today's game. Deep for Carrollton is number 21, their leading running back, Harley Angel. He is at his 5-yard line, and kicking off for the Panthers is Brody Mann. And we are underway. A low bouncing kick fielded at the 20-yard line. And out to the 36-yard line for Carrollton. That is Carson Crashauer with the return of about 15 yards. And the Hawks will start their 1st and 10 from their own 36-yard line. Carrollton lost their first game of the year. They have won 12 straight, and they are a very potent offense, Jack, averaging 45 points a game. Well,
they're very tough to defense, and we'll see that for Lena right now because the quarterback really does a great job of throw and run.
Grant Pullman is the quarterback. His pass incomplete, intended for Gus Coonrod on first down. Grant Pullman is the quarterback, 6'1", 210 senior, and he is our key player for the Hawks, number 3.
Well, he's outstanding, and the thing is that he offers 233 yards of total offense per game, just a quarterback. That's just incredible. Now, that's passing and running, but that's still a great statistic for a quarterback, and so everything revolves around him.
I said number 3. He is number 13. And Coonrod in motion. And a whistle before the play gets off and running. There you get a good look at Grant Pullman. And a whistle before they got started, but no flag.
Well, he had a great game in the semis. He had 4 touchdowns, so that kind of gives you an idea.
Please put 26 seconds back on the clock, please.
Kind of gives you an idea of his ability to run the football. It's always tough to defend a quarterback that can run with the ball as well as throw the ball. It makes the secondary very difficult because they're trying to figure out, do I try and tackle, or do I try and play pass defense?
There's our starters. Pullman, Angel in the backfield. Kyle Leonard is their all-state receiver. So 2nd and 10 here. Coonrod again in motion. Pullman to throw, intended for Kyle Leonard, but it's incomplete and broken up there. Brody Mann the linebacker, on the coverage here.
Just a quick out. It's going to be a quick slant. Kind of interesting. They come out throwing the ball right off the bat, and that normally is something that they wait a little bit to do. So they're playing right into Lena-Winslow's hands right now, because if they get decent field position, it could be a while before they get the ball back.
We watched one of their, I believe it was their quarterfinal game, and Pullman ran about the first 4 or 5 plays of the game. 3rd and 10 now. He will keep and try to get the edge. He's got it. Across midfield and all the way down to the 40-yard line. A pickup of 36.
Boy, he really got the edge on the outside. There was nothing out there. Great job of coming back and making blocks. Outstanding job by Harrelson and Gilmore, the guard and tackle, sealing everything in the inside, and a good dip in, which forced the corner to come up. And this gives you an idea what this young man can do with his feet.
Check that, a gain of 20. Now the give is to Harley Angel, and nothing doing there. Take a look at the defensive starters for Lena-Winslow. Engel, Dunker, Stabenow, Sargent. Up front, Ilders and Mann are the linebackers. And the backfield, 5, Benson, Zeal, White, and Mari Roby, their leading running back. So 2nd and call it 11. They lost 1 there. Pullman keeps. And nothing doing there. Right there for the stop is Jace Flynn, 6 foot 165 junior.
Good job of making sure he stays behind the chains. What they want to do is they want to go by formation to spread you out. They get the linebackers out of the middle so Pullman can run with the football. And you'll notice a ton of different formations that they'll run today to squeeze and force the secondary to make different rotations and take advantage of Pullman and Angel running the football.
Another 3rd down and long here for Carrollton. Give is to Angel. And he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage, tackle by Ethan Fye. So the run game being stuffed by the Lena front line.
Well, and they're doing a good job of coming up the linebackers. What's happening is the defensive line is tying up the offensive linemen, as you can see right there, and that allows the linebackers to come up and fill, and that's exactly what Fye did right there.
And it would appear they're going for it on 4th down. Pullman looking deep, looking for Coonrod. He stumbled, and it's incomplete. So Lena will take over on downs. Good field position at their own 42.
He almost wouldn't have been better off if that ball had been intercepted, because it could have been like a punt.
Right.
And when they had poor field position for Lena, right now they're going to get decent field position.
So Lena comes up with the stop defensively, and they will start at their own 44-yard line. Lena 17-1 in the playoffs since 2017. Here's the give to Mari Roby, and he's stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Big number 77, Travis Evans, in there on the stop.
It'll be interesting to see what Carrollton does here, because they start, of their 11 ball players, 10 start and go both ways. So you're looking at 10 players that have to be greatly conditioned, because they're going both ways. And they've done it all year long, so obviously it's something they can handle.
2nd down. The give is to Jake Zeal, still on his feet, down at the 39-yard line. Pick up of 15.
What a nice job out here. You can see the guard getting out in front, but just a good job of using his feet and staying in bounds and picking up that 1st down. Good start for Lena right off the bat.
Let's talk a little bit of wing T here. Give us a little, just a thumbnail of what we're looking at here.
You're looking at a lot of misdirection, which forces the linebackers to stay home and read their keys. They're always going misdirection with good fakes. It's very difficult for linebackers in secondary.
Here's the handoff to Roby. And he's down to the 30-yard line. A pickup of about 7 for Mari Roby. Roby, 5'10", 175 senior. There's a look at the quarterback for Lena-Winslow, Luke Benson. Those are not accurate numbers. Luke does not throw it nearly that much. He's thrown for 378 yards this year. Second down and about 3. Here's the give to Roby on the right side. Has the first down and more from the 28-yard line. He takes it all the way down to the 19. A pickup of 9 and a first down for Lena.
Well, you can see that's just pure power. It's almost the old Ohio State robust under Woody Hayes. The wishbone, they're going right at him. They're giving him a couple of different formations, but all the formations are really run-orientated formations. And just a really good job by Roby right there, coming back from a broken leg in the spring.
Yeah. He's got pins and a plate in his leg right now. Here's the give to Ethan Fye. He fumbles, and it's recovered by Carrollton. Max Arnett falls on the ball as Fye fumbles on his first carry, and it will be Carrollton ball as they come up with the first turnover of our ball game.
Well, obviously that's a big stop right there for Carrollton because Lena was on the move. Let's see how this happens here. He just gives up the ball right there. What a big turnover it is for Carrollton.
So Carrollton turned it over on downs near midfield, and now Lena-Winslow fumbles with a nice drive that had gone 4 or 5 plays there. 7:30 to go here in our first quarter. No score. Carrollton and Lena-Winslow. Here's the handoff to Harley Angel. He's got the edge and more. All the way out to the 30-yard line. 16-yard pickup there for Harley Angel, who is their leading rusher with now over 1,300 yards on the season.
Well, they've been able to pick up the edge on each series that they've had so far. There's going to have to be an adjustment by Lena to stretch out that those linebackers on the outside are coming down too flat and they're getting reached and hooked, and Carrollton's able to get on the outside edge.
First and 10 from the 28. It's Angel again. He picks up a couple. He had 85 yards and an 11-yard touchdown catch in their win over Central A&M in the semifinal. Check that. That was Pullman on the keeper.
When he runs out of that, it's just like running out of the I formation and the tailback. Nothing different. When you see a spread formation, you can also, when they have a back there, you can run a lot of the same plays that you normally used to see when they used to run out of the I formation. The exception now is they can spread out the defense with formations.
3 receivers left for Pullman. He's looking deep. It was intended for Coonrod and almost picked off there by Luke Benson on the coverage for Lena-Winslow.
I find it kind of interesting, the game plan that Carrollton's going after Lena with. They're throwing the ball a little more. This ball is just completely overthrown, not even close. Now again, they're behind the chains a wee bit with a 3rd and about 9. And that's what they had on that big play where Pullman picked up that big first down. So look for them to try and get to the edge again.
Typically, they're about 65% run, but they have been heavy on the pass side here in the early going. Pullman looking to throw again, scrambles to his left, throws, it's tipped and falls incomplete. Kyle Leonard was the intended receiver on that side, and it'll be 4th down. And you would anticipate a punt this time from deep in their own territory.
Good job right there by the linebacker, staying home and making sure he can't get to the edge. Good discipline, and that's what you have to have on the defensive side when you get a quarterback as active as Pullman is, throwing and running. You have to keep your keys locked in, and you have to have good defensive discipline. Very important.
Hayden Flowers back to punt. He averages about 50 yards per punt, son of the coach. Jake Zeal is deep for Lena-Winslow. Calls for a fair catch and takes it at the 40-yard line. 6:31 to go here, first quarter. No score, Lena-Winslow and Carrollton.
There's more here than meets the eye. Corn is in the food that nourishes us. It's in the medicine and vitamins and other products that sustain us. It's in the daily essentials that help us navigate and create in the world. It's renewable and sustainable, better for our world and our future. Corn is all this and more. And the best part? It's homegrown by local farm families, right here in Illinois.
At Illinois State University, our legacy is one of preparing students to create, to explore, to lead, to make an impact. Our students graduate on time, find success in their field, and make a difference in the world. That's our legacy. What will yours be? Create your legacy at Illinois State University.
Back at Husky Stadium, Northern Illinois University, Lee Hall, Jack McInerney, Donnie Tillman. No score here in the first quarter. Lena-Winslow gets the ball back, and we take a look at Mari Roby, the senior Jack mentioned. He broke his leg in the first quarter of game 1 in the spring, missed the season. He's got a rod and 10 pins in his leg, but he has come on strong in the postseason. 730 yards in the playoffs, and Rick Aaron says he's been the heart and soul of this team and kind of looks like his old self again.
Well, when you have rods and pins, you've got to have a lot of character and stamina to be able to do what he's done. And all of a sudden now we've got a breakaway touchdown run.
Jake Zeal. 60 yards for Jake Zeal.
You talk about bang, bang. Right off the get-go. They had a good drive going the first time they had the ball, and it was turned over on a 20-yard, down on the 20-yard line. And right here, just a counter coming back. Good job of running down the field.
Jake is the fullback and he doesn't even show up on the stats, Jack, but he comes through here. That misdirection you talked about, Roby was there, but Jake Zeal gets the ball and the touchdown. They go for 2 here. Roby fighting for the end zone, but dragged down and stopped by Carter Rimby. What a run by Jake Zeal. Mari Roby and Ethan Fye are the top 2 running backs. But this is what you talk about with this wing T. It can be either of those 3 or Luke Benson, the quarterback.
Well, that's exactly what happens. They gave him a good steady diet of Roby on the first couple of plays, and they come back with the counter because the linebackers went where Roby did, and in the secondary kind of slid in his direction also. And you come back with the counter, down the field he goes and goes right into the end zone and picks up 6.
One play drive takes 10 seconds. And a great run. I mean, that's the thing about the wing T. I mean, it's old school football. A lot of it's dive into the line and not a lot of flash. But when a guy breaks through the line and gets to the second level, a lot of times they get it all the way to the end zone.
Well, you know, it's one of those situations where you've really got to count also, and this is not something that most people talk about. That offensive line has got to be pretty good. When you have a running game, especially when you're running out of the wing T, that offensive line has to do a good job, and that's where you can win ball games at the line of scrimmage. And Croat and Tipton and Sargent and Engel and Stabben, now they've done a great job all year long for Lena. And that's been the steady 5 up front. And they only average about 231 pounds, which is relatively light right now.
Brody man to kick off. This one goes a little deeper. It won 2 hops. Harley Angel picks it up at the 14. Takes it out to the 33. Return of 19 for Harley Angel. Menards, save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Lee Hall, Jack McInerney with you from Northern Illinois University 1A state championship football. And the 4-time champion Lena-Winslow Panthers out to the early 6-0 lead on a 60-yard touchdown run by Jake Zeal.
And the other interesting part of this is I don't think either one of these teams have played under these conditions. By conditions, I mean this cold.
Pullman tries to get the edge, but stuff there at the line of scrimmage. It's Cameron Cleaver with the tackle. Now, interesting, when I talked about Pullman in the early going, I said number 3. He's on the roster as number 3, but he's wearing number 13 today. Good defense here by Lena.
Well, it's obvious Lena realizes that 3 or 13 doesn't make any difference the way he runs, but
right.
They're doing a nice job of adjustment out there, so he did not get the edge.
Lost a yard, 2nd and 11. Pullman back to throw. Shorter attempt here, but off the fingertips of Max Arnett. 5'10", 160 senior. And that's the other thing, Jack. The football's a little harder today. It's a little tougher to catch.
No doubt about it, because he throws a rocket right here, and you can see that it's tough. He tried to catch that in his body, and you always try to teach your receivers to catch it in your hands, but days like this, when it's this cold, it makes it tough.
3rd down and 11 now. Coonrod in motion. He gets the carry, gets a block, gets it out to the 35, across the 35 to about the 36. Pick up a 5, but well short of the 1st down.
There's no doubt about the fact that the Panthers have done a nice job so far defensing the run. And this is something that they need to do if they want to get good field position. And the other part of this is, when you're playing on turf and field conditions like this, that guy that's in the back catching that punt is so very important to catch it. It doesn't make any difference the yardage he gets after the punt. That's almost like extra credit. Don't let the ball hit the ground with that big bounce.
Flowers with the punt. It's a good spiral. Not a particularly long punt, but he gets a nice roll here. All the way down to the 26-yard line. 4:50 to go here in the 1st quarter. Lena-Winslow on top after a 60-yarder from Jake Zeal.
I couldn't ask for a better agent, for a better company in a disaster where you have no idea where to start.
I learned that there's not a given in life. It takes a team. There's people that are going to watch out for us and that care.
It's been pretty stressful. Once we saw Lori and got our plan, it's
like a huge weight lifted.
Back to 1A championship football. Lena-Winslow leading Carrollton 6-0 here in the 1st quarter. Let's go downstairs to Donnie Tillman.
Hey, thanks, Lee. I want to go back to that touchdown real quick because Carrollton was telling their guys to get up to kind of fill some of those gaps. Well, when you miss a tackle, that could be a problem, and we saw that on that long touchdown. So we'll see what Carrollton has to do to make some adjustments to make sure that doesn't happen again. I'll send it back to you up in the booth.
All right, thanks, Donnie. And Coach Flowers said before the game his biggest goal is to set the edge and allow our defensive speed to rally to the ball. They didn't quite get there that time. Here's the handoff to Roby on 1st down. Stumbles across the 40 to the 41-yard line.
And it's runs like 15. It's runs like this, Lee, that allow the fact that Zeal had that touchdown run, because they're going to start keying, and they've done that already on Roby because of the statistics and what he's done all year long, and everybody starts sliding in any direction where he goes. That's where the defense is going to slide to, and that sets up the counter coming back the other way.
1st and 10 from the 42 now for Lena. Phi in motion. The give now. That was Brady Ilders on the carry. Pickup of about 9 for Ilders. Here you look at the offensive starters for Lena. Benson, Roby, Phi, Ilders in the backfield. The big guys up front, Croat, Tippett, Sargent, Engel, and Stabenow.
Good sized line. They average 231 pounds.
2nd and short. Here's Roby. sidesteps his way down to the 43-yard line. Pickup of about 6 for Roby. He was a starter in the title game 2 years ago as a sophomore. Ran for 72 yards in the state championship game.
Well, he just made 2 jump cuts right there to pick up that yardage, which tells me that ankle must be pretty good.
That was his 5th carry. He's already got 42 yards in this game. 1st and 10. The handoff is to Zeal, who ran for the touchdown, stays in bounds and takes it all the way down to the 25-yard line. A pickup of 18.
Good job right here of coming back with the counter. Watch the dip in here and then breaks it outside to get to the edge. And they're taking advantage of the fact that they're still keen on Roby. Zeal's coming back on the counter action in the other direction. That's what he scored the touchdown on, that same play.
78 yards for him unofficially here in the first quarter. Take a look at the defensive starters for Carrollton. Flowers, Harrelson, Evans, Gilmore, Camden up front, Pullman and the linebacker. Here's the give to Roby. Somebody got a hand on him at the line, and then Ethan Harrelson, the linebacker, able to step up and knock him down. Actually, Harrelson, a lineman, second on the team in tackles.
Kind of interesting. They pull the guard and tackles, just a counter play right here, but Lena's giving Carrollton a lot of different looks formation-wise. They're all running formations. That last play was out of the wishbone. They've shown the wishbone. They've shown the wing tee. They've given them a lot of different looks to adjust to.
They'll show you a little I formation, too, at times. Here's the give to Zeal. He's looking for the edge. Dragged down from behind. That was Harrelson again. We do have a flag on the play. It's pickup of 8 if it stands.
This is where the drive ended on their last series where the fumble occurred.
It's a face mask against the Hawks.
Big penalty. Big early penalty right there.
5-yard face mask, 51 white, 5-yard from the end of the run. First down.
So it'll be first down and 10 from the 11. And Zeal just continues to be a force for this team in the early going.
It really is, and really that contributes to Roby.
Give to Zeal again. He muscles his way down to the 5-yard line. Zeal is a 5'10", 160-pound junior.
Done a nice job in their offense so far, taking advantage of the keys on Roby. Good job by the offensive line. When you get down to the red zone like this, the offensive line is critical.
2nd and 4. Zeal again. Tripped up in the backfield by Flowers. Hayden Flowers, former water boy and ball boy for Carrollton when he was a young man, and his father, of course, was the head coach.
Great job of penetration right here. That's just outstanding football.
He's been around this program since he was old enough to walk.
Coming out in the wishbone, power formation.
3rd and 12 after that loss. Benson's going to throw. Looking for the end zone, and it's picked up by Coonrod in the end zone. 2nd turnover for Lena-Winslow, and they come up with no points for the 2nd time in 3 drives.
Well, this might be why they only throw the ball 3 times a game. He really forced that into coverage. The corner never had to move one bit. They had direction as far as the flow, but the secondary stayed home and made the pickoff. And another drive killed by a turnover for Lena.
Yeah, there were 2 defenders there as Lena goes for a little razzle-dazzle. That was just the 43rd pass attempt for Benson of the year and his 4th interception. We talk about how Lena doesn't throw, but in the 19 title game, Benson threw for 192 yards and 2 touchdowns. Harley Angel with nowhere to go that time. Dropped at the line. Brady Eilders, the All-Stater, with the tackle.
Sometimes statistics are misleading. Good job here of penetrations. If you see the offensive line, which is the people in the white shirts standing around, that means there's good penetration by Lena, and the play is not going to go anywhere.
Eilders was there, but it was actually Jacob Cubley down on the ground with the tackle. Pullman back to throw. It's complete to his All-State receiver, Kyle Leonard. And it's a first down for Carrollton.
Kyle Leonard. That was a pretty good throw right there. He's going to him the whole time. The corner stayed off him, and he knew exactly where the first down area was, and he picked it up by about a yard.
13-yard completion. Pullman to Kyle Leonard. 726 yards receiving on the year. He averages 16 yards per catch, and he got 15 that time.
He's an All-State player.
Pullman's going to keep it this time. Good pursuit, but he does get to the edge, and he's tripped up, but gets out to the 39-yard line. Pickup of about 6.
Again, the formation is what really forced this. He gets people out there, and it stretches the field. And it comes a situation now where it's one-on-one in the open field as far as tackling. When you run inside the tackles, you know, you got a couple of people that can help make tackles. But when you do this on the edge, it comes up to the cornerback. He's one-on-one.
Grant Pullman and the Hawks on a bit of a drive here. They've got a little momentum going as the first quarter ends. They take away the ball from Lena for the second time, and they've got the ball, and they're moving here, trailing 6-0 after one quarter.
The 2021 IHSA Football State Finals is brought to you by Illinois State University, where the total cost is in the lower half of Illinois public universities, and recent grads earn $12,000 more than the national average. Create your legacy at Illinois State. And by the Illinois Corn Growers Association. Meet the families that make up 96% of Illinois farms and learn how Illinois runs on homegrown corn at www.watchusgrow.org.
Do you see the world the way I do? I'm kind of an artist. I take random things around the house and make them into the most amazing sculptures.
Evan, do you know where all the spoons are?
At OSF Healthcare Children's Hospital of Illinois, they see the world the way I do. They put kids first with care designed just for me.
It all starts here in the woods of Illinois. Walnut, hickory, oak, individually selected and harvested for your home. Each tree, each log, milled to perfection, with the same attention to detail for 2 generations. It's not just wood, it's Corsaw hardwood lumber. Grown in Illinois, made in Illinois. Corsaw hardwood lumber, just west of Canton, on Route 9.
Your car is more than just transportation. It's a gathering place. Your mobile community. At CEFCU, we get that. So we offer car loans with great rates, flexible terms, and no hidden fees. We work with you to get the loan you need for the vehicle you want, because getting there together is better than going it alone. CEFCU, not a bank, better.
Great careers begin with Nika and the IBEW.
Earn as you learn and learn from the best. The electrical trades offer a great future.
Nika and the IBEW's 23,000 square foot training facility gives you real-world practical experience.
You are working and taking classes. It's the best of both worlds. My education is being paid for, and I'll have 0 college debt.
Healthcare, a great pension. You really can't do better than working in the electrical trades.
Your future starts here. Nika and IBEW Local 34.
And we are back at Northern Illinois University, about to start second quarter. First quarter, everything going Lena's way. They outrushed and outgained Carrollton 149-46. 7 first downs to 3, but those 2 turnovers really costly. Pass from Pullman, incomplete. Intended for the new number 3, whoever he is. Pullman is on the roster as number 3. So maybe he switched with 13. Anybody's guess. The other 13 was Eli Flowers, but he's a freshman, so.
Well, they get rid of the ball rather quickly, so that's pretty good for the offensive line as far as pass blocking. They don't have to sustain their block too long.
Little reverse to Coonrod. Nowhere to go, and he just kind of tripped himself up. Brody Mann was there, got the penetration, and Coonrod tried to avoid him and fell down.
What a great job of coming up right here, fighting off the block and coming up, and basically he just tripped him. Didn't tackle him as much as he tripped him, but good penetration, and that's what you need to do when you get a play like that, because off the edge, he's gone.
5th tackle for a loss for Lena. And Carrollton will punt it away. Flowers gets a good foot on this one. Zeal runs it down to the 31, dropped it. Another turnover, and it looks like Carrollton has it. They do. 3rd turnover of the game from Lena.
What a nice big gainer right there for Carrollton.
Zeal had the 60-yard return for touchdown, but he muffs that one, and Carrollton comes up with it.
Got to have your elbows in if you're back there catching punts. Elbows out is not good technique, and his elbows are out. And it's also a lot more difficult to catch a punt when you're on the move sliding. It's tough to concentrate as far as hand-eye coordination on the ball. So that was a tough catch for him, and a good situation here for Carrollton.
And Matt Byerman, the big fella, the lineman, was there to fall on it. So a good break for Carrollton here. 1st and 10 from the Lena 30. Pullman back to throw. Looking deep for Leonard, and it's broken up there. Great defense for Lena by Luke Benson, the quarterback and defensive back. Breaks that one up.
Well, the ball kind of hung up there a little bit, which allowed him to regain his coverage. Pretty good situation as far as where he is. Technically, he's underneath the receiver, which is inside. That's where you want to be. Ball a little bit underthrown.
And Benson pretty much the defender on that one. Or check that. I meant Leonard was playing defense pretty much on that one. That one is complete to Leonard, a pickup of 9. Leonard had 5 catches for 95 yards against A&M. He made a real circus catch in that game. Came up with a 40-yard reception on a play similar to that one that just fell incomplete moments ago. Came down without his helmet, but with the football. Pullman on first, or on the keeper. And he gets the first down.
Good cutback right there. Not much of a hole, but good job of putting his shoulders down, and good leg strength right there to pick up the first down.
Pullman, 1,600 yards throwing, over 1,400 yards rushing this year for the Hawks.
Is that any versatility there?
Just a little. And not much doing that time.
Good penetration by the defensive line.
Ross Stabenow gets in there.
Stabenow, Sargent, and Dunker. To see right there, they knock back the offensive guard. There's your penetration. That's what you got to do. Games are won at the line of scrimmage and in the state championships.
Loss of 1. 2nd and 11.
Setting them up by formation.
Pullman looking deep again. Into the end zone. It's caught. Touchdown, Carrollton. Pullman to Kyle Leonard. 18 yards on the touchdown.
What a great catch by Carl Leonard, but also a great throw. You can see how he looks away to come back to give him a step or two on Roby. Here's the look away. Then he comes back to the other side. Good throw over the shoulder. Only place he can go with it right there. Outstanding.
22nd touchdown pass of the year for Grant Pullman. 13th TD reception for the All-Stater Leonard. Leonard for the extra point. It's good. And Carrollton, after the third Lena turnover, turns that one into points, and they take a 1-point lead.
Well, good football teams will always take advantage of a turnover, and that's exactly what Carrollton did right there. They had the opportunity with great field position by good field position with that turnover and took advantage of it.
7-6, Carrollton out in front. Meet the families that make up 96% of Illinois farms and learn how Illinois runs on homegrown corn at www.watchusgrow.org. Well, it's said probably before every game, turnovers will be a key, and Lena giving the ball back 3 times and Carrollton able to capitalize on it that time.
Well, when you have a versatile quarterback like Pullman who can make plays with his arm and his feet, it makes it so much more difficult for the secondary and the linebackers of your opponent, because they're always trying to figure out, am I in pass coverage or am I in run defense? And to have a quarterback like that is such a big plus, which Carrollton has. And, of course, we mentioned that in the open. He gives them 233 yards of total offense a game, which is just outstanding, running and throwing the football.
I did the math on it. He accounts for 62% of the yards that Carrollton produces of this season.
Well, he's been involved in 46 touchdowns. I did a few little math, too. 46 touchdowns, and that's 3.5 touchdowns a game he is involved in.
Mari Roby fields it at the 19-yard line. Still on his feet, out to the 43. They'll mark it at the 42.
Mari Roby on the return.
Field position, crucial.
22-yard return.
And this is important when you have a kicking game that's somewhat average. Being able to make a return where you get the ball almost at midfield is so very important for a team that doesn't throw the ball but tries to run the ball more.
That Carrollton touchdown drive was 5 plays, 30 yards, and 1:19. Here's the give to Roby. He jumps over the line and gets out to the 44-yard line. Pickup of a couple.
Again, you can see the counter coming back in the opposite direction. And they like to pull linemen. They get Tipton out in front, do a nice job of timing up their counter actions.
2nd and 8 now for the Panthers. Roby's the man in motion. They give it inside instead to Brady Eilders. And he's about a yard short of a first down.
Now that's a well-designed play. You saw Roby go in motion. Well, what that does, it gets the linebackers, because he's in motion thinking he's going to go out the outside. It gets them to slide out a little bit more, and then they run the fullback up inside. And that's all designed based on the formation and the motion.
Third and a couple. Gives to Ethan Fye. He hangs on to the football and gets the first down. Somebody lost a shoe.
Not by much, but he got it. Again, they're showing a lot of different formations, and oftentimes you'll see that with a team that runs out of the spread. Here they're showing different formations as far as a run game. Wishbone, wing T, double wing. They pick up that first down by about a half a yard.
160 yards rushing for Lena so far.
Running teams put up yardage. 160-some yards, I think, right now, Lee.
And 3 fumbles, 3 giveaways. Well, 2 fumbles and an interception instead. Here's Mari Roby with it, still on his feet, down to the 35. He's down to the 30, the 20, down to the 10, stays in bounds, knocked out at the 2, make it the 1-yard line. A pickup of 46 for Roby.
What a run right there. And he's got pins in his ankles. Take a look at this run, how he cuts back, then he turns on the speed. And here's a young man that had a broken leg in the spring, folks. And you can see what an outstanding effort this is. Also great hustle by Carrollton getting down there and holding him out of the end zone. But just a great effort by Mar Roby.
Rick Aaron says when he touches the ball, it's different than anyone else touching it. And you saw it right there. From the 2-yard line, Roby will take it in for the score. No turnover that time for Lena, and they get into the end zone.
Well, on that particular drive, Roby was the man right here. But look at that line of scrimmage, the surge right there. So you got to give some credit to that offensive line. Croat, Tipton, Sargent, Engel, and Stabenow. They did a great job right there of forcing the defensive front into the end zone of Carrollton.
Maddox Sargent, the center, a 3-year starter for Lena.
There's a surge.
And he gets in. Roby for the extra point. And Lena takes a 14-7 lead. Turnovers have been a bugaboo, but the Panthers lead it by 7.
It's here, the Menards Black Friday sale. Hurry in for best selection. Price is good through December 5th. Give the gift of power and performance with this Masterforce Boost 20-volt brushless oscillating multi-tool kit. Just $119. Plus, get a free bonus toolbox. This 22-foot aluminum multi-position ladder can be positioned in 5 different ways. Only $139 after rebate. Check out these and more amazing Black Friday deals at Menards. Available in store only while supplies last.
Save big money at Menards.
There's more here than meets the eye. Corn is in the food that nourishes us. It's in the medicine and vitamins and other products that sustain us. It's in the daily essentials that help us navigate and create in the world. It's renewable and sustainable, better for our world and our future. Corn is all this and more. And the best part? It's homegrown by local farm families, right here in Illinois.
Back at DeKalb, Lee Hall, Jack McInerney, Donnie Tillman with you. Lena-Winslow out to the 14-7 lead. They've turned it over 3 times, but they hung on to it this time. Mari Roby with 9 carries for 92 yards so far. And he is the leading rusher in the postseason after sitting out the spring with a broken leg. That's Jake Zeal with the touchdown there. He ran one in from 60 yards. So Lena, after a bit of a slow start with turnovers, starting to build a little momentum here. And they will kick it away with 7:57 to go in the first quarter. Man kicks it away. Fielded at the 20 by Coonrod. And he brings it out to the 37-yard line. Return of 17 for Coonrod. That's where Carrollton will take over. They had a short field last time. That Lena drive, 5 plays, 58 yards a minute, 54. So 3 touchdowns, and the drives have totaled about 3 minutes and 10 seconds so far.
Well, both teams have gotten good field position on all their drives. It's just been a matter of, can you sustain it and not turn the ball over?
Carrollton out of the WIVC. Lena-Winslow, of course, out of the NUIC that has just dominated small school football over the last 10 years. Pullman! He's going to go! Pullman from the 37, one man to beat, and he does 63 yards. Grant Pullman with his 26th touchdown rush of the year. Well, they'd stopped him and stopped him and stopped him, but he finally gets us a break here.
Well, there it is right there. The initial fake pulled that linebacker out, and he just went where the linebacker wasn't. The linebacker vacated to find that running back with the fake, and he took the spot where the linebacker vacated and just turned the speed on and gives you an idea of why he's such an outstanding all-state football player.
And that is the Grant Pullman we've seen in the postseason. His ability to run the ball and throw the ball is just kind of unsurpassed, I think, in Class 1A. We got a penalty flag. It looks like encroachment on Lena. We talked about Roby being injured. Pullman's come back from elbow surgery a year ago. Of course, that didn't affect him running there, did it?
Well, it depends on which elbow. Is it right or left? Seriously, I mean, I'm not sure which elbow it was, which would have made a big difference. But, you know, you saw him running there, those 63 yards. It's hard to believe he's 210 pounds.
Oh, yeah.
He runs pretty well. 6'1", 210 for a quarterback. That's good size, and obviously he shows us really good speed.
Carrollton will go for 2 here. Pullman looking to throw, and it's intercepted by Benson, so the point no good. It's intended for Leonard.
Now, to me, that's almost a dead giveaway. Leonard's their top target with 42 catches, but he looks one way to hope to pull off that corner. He wasn't taking any bit of that fake. He knew he was going to come back to Leonard. Good.
Another lengthy drive, 1 play, 11 seconds. 14-13 our score. Let's go down to Donnie Tillman for more on the Carrollton quarterback.
All right, thanks, Lee. Yes, so normally, as you talked about earlier, Pullman would wear number 3, but over the course of a season, that jersey gets held and torn and ripped. Well, it wasn't in game condition for today, so that's why he decided to flip to 13 to wear on the field for the state championship game. Back up to you.
All right, thank you, Donnie. Appreciate that.
Good shot of Pullman right there, getting a rest. Mascara's running.
He was a leading wide receiver for Carrollton as a sophomore. They moved him back to quarterback with pretty good results, I'd say.
I would agree with that. What's interesting, this is probably the only break he gets is on special teams like this, because, you know, they'll put him back in because they have 10 guys go both ways, and they only got to find spots where they can give him a rest, and usually sometimes it's on special teams.
Nick Inden fields the kickoff at the 15. He takes it out to the 31, a return of 16, and Lena will take over there.
Both these teams are so well coached, Lee. Outstanding coaching staffs. And what's ironic about when you look at 1A and 2A and sometimes even 3A, most of these kids are 2 and 3 sport athletes. I mean, that's not just football. I mean, they're wrestling, they're playing baseball, they're playing basketball.
Roby looking for the edge, gets out to the 38-yard line, pickup of 7. There's a flag.
Right there, face mask. Is that going to be the call? Looks like they got a little bit right at the end. But getting back to two-way players, when they're athletes like that playing so many sports, they're always in great condition.
Holding, flag number 21, 10 yards to spot of the foul, replay first down.
So not a face mask, but a hold. And it will be 1st and 13 for Lena now.
Almost looked like a face mask right at the end. Kind of a brush by.
Mari Roby. Out to the 37. He'll pick up, he gets about 9 of that back.
See, they have great patience. Sometimes teams look at a penalty and they say, oh man, we've got to get so much yardage back right away. Well, if you've got patience, you can just get 5 yards and then worry about the next. But what's crucial with these teams is first down is so very important. It makes a big difference in the game plan. If you can get 4 or 5 yards on first down, what a big difference it is.
This is Jake Zeal, who had the earlier touchdown. He's just about a yard short of a first down. This Lena team, we talked earlier that they lost 2 of their last 3 in the regular season. One of those was to Forreston, and then they avenged that in the postseason. And here they are with 2 losses. This is not the most losses for a Lena team. Actually, their 13 state championship lost 3 games, and they were a 6th seed. There you get a look at the numbers for Mari Roby here in the early going, already over 100 yards. He gets the carry and the first down.
Well, what I found difficult looking at the schedule for Lena was the fact that they had to play 2 teams twice. I mean, it's bad enough to play somebody twice in the regular season, but they had to play 2 different teams twice. They ended up playing Forreston twice, and they had to play Fulton twice, both out of their conference. And then they found both of those teams in the playoffs, Forreston in the second round and then Fulton in the quarters. And that's really tough to get your kids motivated for games like that.
Zeal with the carry, picks up about 3. They lost to Pecatonica Duran, also known as Dupec, 30-24. That was in week 7, and then they lost at home to Forreston in the final game of the regular season. Those two teams, each other's biggest rival. 22-20 was the score in that one. The Lena defense gave up 308 yards. Rick Aaron says we lost the game in the trenches. They faced Forreston in round 2, only allowed 160 yards, so about half of what they did in the first game, and the Lions played much better. Second down here.
Oh, nice job.
And nowhere to go for Roby.
Who makes the play?
Coleman there.
We talked about the fact he got the rest on the kickoff, and that was about it. But look, right now he's coming up from the safety spot. Good job right there coming up from his linebacker spot, excuse me. Watch the penetration. Now there's an athlete. Look at that. That's outstanding. That is an outstanding play right there.
Lena is 2 of 3 on 3rd down. Gives to Elders, and he's got the first down. All the way down to the 43-yard line.
When you're playing against a team like this, you can take that secondary and move them almost straight up to be linebackers. So in a sense, you're looking at a 9-man front in some cases, sometimes a 10-man front.
Well, Nick Flower says we're going to put guys up in the box, and we're going to try and stop your run, and you're going to have to throw it a little bit to beat us. And here's a big play on defense for the All-State receiver Kyle Leonard. Busts through the line and comes up with the tackle for loss.
Well, part of that was a problem right there in the backfield. You can see there was a misdirection play designed, but the timing of it was thrown off, and it resulted in a big loss right there.
Loss of 6.
Really good penetration right there. Kind of something you don't normally see with Lena-Winslow. They're so well coached, the timing and the mechanics they have with all their different formations.
8th play of the drive, 2nd and 16 and a flag. Lena was ranked number 1 back in week 4 before that late season stumble, a false start on the Panthers.
Dead ball. False start. Black 77-7. 5-yard from the repeat spot. Replay 2nd down.
We talked about them playing Forreston in the postseason. Those two schools have met 5 times in the 1A playoffs, and the winner has always gone on to win the state title. So that's
amazing.
A good omen for Lena, leading it here 14-13.
It also tells you something about their conference.
Mari Roby on the carry. Gets back almost to the original line of scrimmage.
Now, basically for Lena, it's 4-down territory almost in all cases, no matter where they are. And right here, good job right there. Guard's trapping. He pulls out, but he cuts back against the grain. But it's a nice pickup. You don't have to get real greedy early. All you got to do right there, as they did, was work on 5 and 6. Now they're back at 1st, and they're looking at the 10 yards.
It's actually about 3rd and 12.
With 2 downs to get 12.
Zeal is the man in motion. Inside give to Roby. Gets outside and cuts it back, and he might go. He cuts it back. He gets a block and takes it in. Mari Roby from 45 yards.
Well, when you have somebody that can pick up yardage like that, you don't have to worry about 12 yards to gain. And that's exactly what he did, and came off the counter right here. They kind of went with the first fake. Good cutback right there. And boy, he doesn't have any injuries at all from that ankle. Good job of hustle downfield to set up that block for him to get into the end zone.
And a nice job of him to read that and wait for his block there at the end.
You don't coach that. That is all natural ability right there. There's no drills that you can run at practice to teach a young back to do something like that.
I love what he said about his ability. Mari Roby said, "I've always been the little shifty kid who could just make people miss."
Well, he sure has done that so far in this ball game.
20-13 our score. Mari Roby with his second touchdown run of the game, and he puts Lena up 7.
The NFHS Learning Center is the leader in online education for the interscholastic community. At NFHSLearn.com, you can find over 70 courses, including more than 30 free courses, such as concussion in sports, heat illness prevention, sudden cardiac arrest, and protecting students from abuse. To learn more, visit the NFHS Learning Center.
To 13 our score. Lena leading Carrollton, and Mari Roby leading the way. 14 carries, 159 yards, and 2 touchdowns. He had a career high 257 yards and 3 touchdowns against Fulton in the quarterfinals.
And that yardage right there, folks, and those stats, the ball game's not over.
No.
Oftentimes you look at stats like that. Is the game over? No, we've got 2 minutes left.
Roby on the 2-point conversion try. One ref signals. I thought I saw a signal of a score. Now we're going to talk about it. And that is correct. The official on the far side signaled good. And they confer, and that is indeed the case. So it's a 22-13 lead now for Lena-Winslow. And again, Mari Roby coming up with the points.
Right there, what a great effort of balance. Watch him put his hand down to the ground right there and get into the end zone. Just by him putting his hand down gave him that extra surge to get into the end zone. I mean, he's got abilities that you really can't coach. You can't drill those particular type of moves. He's just a really an outstanding athlete at 5'10", 175. And he wrestles, runs track, does it all.
Coming up at halftime, first half highlights and stats, Menard's game summary, and keys to the game. There you get a good look at Mari Roby. We'll see a lot of him in those halftime highlights. Get a little hydration going there on a cold day.
That's not cocoa, hot cocoa, is it?
It might be. He is just a beast in the weight room, a workaholic, according to Rick Aaron. He is 30 pounds heavier than when we saw him in the state championship game as a sophomore.
And that's something we'll see a lot and have seen a lot in the 1A and 2A. You'll get a lot of these kids that played as freshmen and sophomores when their teams have been in the state championship game. And it's that kind of experience that makes them very, very strong as far as leaders when they get to the game as seniors.
Coonrod from the 23 out to the 36, a pickup of about 13. Well, I believe there are 5 or 6 players on Lena who were on that team 2 years ago as they come in as the defending state champs, of course, with the gap year for COVID. Carrollton has kids that have experienced it, but they were in 5th grade. And senior lineman Ethan Harrelson was here to watch his big brother. Actually, I believe that game was in Champaign. Pullman on first down with just over 2 minutes to go in the half, and it's broken up and incomplete. I believe it was Zach White on the coverage.
It's kind of interesting that they're trying to make sure they put their best athlete, their best football player, on the best receiver for Carrollton. So they're putting Roby on Leonard. It's a pretty good matchup. I think they've switched around now.
2nd and 10 now. Give to Angel. He shakes a tackler gets to the outside, and he'll get out of bounds and stop the clock. And he's marked out at the 47-yard line. 17-yard pickup.
We haven't seen much of him, and he's been one of their better productive running backs with 99 yards a game, and that's productive for high school football as a running back. But Pullman's just dominated both offense as far as throwing and running the football.
And no doubt the name of the weekend, Harley Angel.
I was called that in school, too. You're hardly an angel.
Pullman back to
wide
throw.
open.
Coonrod wide open, catches it at the 20, and it's a 47-yard pitch and catch from Grant Pullman to Gus Coonrod, his 7th touchdown catch of the year.
Now, what's contributing to that wide open spot is the fact you got a quarterback that runs so very effectively that the secondary looks in at him, wanting to know where's he at. They're 4 yards off the receiver because they're looking to see if they need to come up and make a play on the quarterback. And that's the advantage of having a great running quarterback.
Gus Coonrod, 6 feet, 160, senior, and caught it in stride. What a well-thrown ball. And it's a 3-point game. Carrollton will go for 2 here.
Nope.
There's a flag, and I think Pullman might have drawn them off with his cadence.
Dead ball. Offsides. 56, Lena-Winslow. Half the distance to the goal. Replay the on-time down.
It's only a yard and a half now, and Carrollton will take a timeout here. Talk it over with 1:54 to go here in the first quarter as they get within 3 and try to make it a 1-point game here.
That's a good shot of Pullman right there. He's such a leader on both sides of the ball. You know, in many cases you say, okay, your leadership starts with your quarterback. Well, in this case, it's really true. He's not only the quarterback, but he's a linebacker on defense, and he's the hub of the defense. So it's just amazing the leadership that he possesses. An all-state player, no doubt about that reason.
I got a question I want to ask you about him, but first we want to take a look at the rest of the action today. Coming up next is the 2A state championship between Nashville, who's really burned it up the last 3 weeks, beating higher seeds as they come in and take on 13-0 Wilmington. And then in 3A, Tolono Unity and Byron. Sacred Heart Griffin and Joliet Catholic in the 4A state championship, 2 of the most storied programs. I-80 and South, I think you could say.
That's going to be a real good football game. Boy, we got a burner right here, don't we?
Ken Leonard winning the Leonard Bowl this year, knocking off his son in Rochester. Pullman keeps it, but can't get in. So it'll remain a 3-point game.
Good job by the defensive front right there of Lena-Winslow. Nice job of penetration. You see right there, they fought off the blocks, and that's the key. As long as the defensive front can fight off the offensive line, that's what they did right there. Engel, Stabenow, Sargent, and Dunker, they won that matchup.
So it remains a 3-point game with 1:54 to go here. First half action. Lena with the lead in spite of 3 first half turnovers. Carrollton only able to capitalize on one of those.
Really got a good crowd for both teams here.
We mentioned Carrollton in just their 2nd state championship game. Their other appearance was in 2014, and they lost to another NUIC team, Forreston. The Cardinals won their 3rd state championship that year to beat Carrollton. And we talked about the seniors were here as a part of that as 5th graders. Ethan Harrelson was here. His brother Benton was on that team, and he remembers crying when his older brother's team came up short. And then after the game in the tent, he went up to his brother and said, "It's okay, I'll go out there, Trenton, and I'll win it for you." And his dad thought that the older brother was going to smack him. with it being so fresh in his mind, but here he is playing for a state championship.
Words to remember.
He survived that day. Nick Inden on the return and smacked at the 23-yard line, or the 30-yard line rather, by number 23, Rowan Schultz, 6', 190 junior.
Good job right here of fighting off the blocks. You need to have this on special teams.
Check that. That's Connor Looper.
Get down there and do a good job of missing those blockers and make the play.
He grabbed his face mask a little. Looked like he felt it a little bit too.
There's not a lot of glory in special teams when you're covering kicks and punts.
Ethan Fye in motion. He gets the carry. He was the leading rusher for Lena in the spring. When Mari Roby was out, he picks up a couple, maybe 3, bring up second down.
Now that was a jet sweep, as you can see right here. You try to outrun the line of scrimmage and the linebackers, but they didn't do it. The jet sweep gets that guy going in motion to get away from everybody, but right there the flow of the defensive front and the linebackers of Carrollton was outstanding and negated that play.
Call it 2nd and 7. Here's Roby. He's out to the 42, but there is a flag.
Carrollton's done a nice job defensively with the exception of the big plays. And usually you expect teams that run the ball consistently not to be really big play teams, but more methodical as far as clock and chains. And Lena hasn't shown us that. They've said that they've shown us, with, of course, with Roby, that they've got big plays.
Face mask against the Hawks. So that'll be a first down for the Panthers with 1:35 left in the half.
5-yard face mask, 44 wide, from 5 yards from the end of the run. First down.
And congratulations to our officiating crew for making it to the state championship game here today in 1A.
Well, I've done a lot of games this year as far as high school football, and the crews, the officiating crews, have been absolutely outstanding. And we're getting a situation now where, you know, getting officials has been tough, especially last year with the virus and everything else. It was tough getting officials for a lot of high schools.
Mari Roby on first down. That's his 15th carry. Picks up about 6. Make it 2nd and 4.
He's a real workhorse. Sometimes kids carry the ball a lot, but it's for less yardage. They might only average 2 or 3 yards, but they carry the ball a lot. I mean, he carries the ball a lot and picks up big yardage.
Minute to play in the first half. Give again to Roby. Follows a block there. Wow. Makes a cut. Evades a tackler. And he is in. 53 yards.
He made some moves there that just are amazing for a young man that has a bad ankle, or had a bad ankle.
Ross Stabino got out there and made a big block at the line of scrimmage.
Watch the jump cuts that he makes right there. There's one. It's just amazing. And then the speed that he has after he makes the cuts. You'll see a couple. There's a jump cut. There's one.
Oh, man, that was a great block.
Gee, he's really good in the open field.
Sure is.
And oftentimes you see a back like that and you say, well, he's only good on the perimeter. He can outrun people. No, he's good inside the tackles also.
Touchdown number 21 on the year for Mari Roby. 3 today. He gets the pitch on the point after attempt. And he's going to walk it in. And Lena goes up 30-19. Take a look at the numbers, and we mentioned career high 257. He's got 213 in the first half.
He's really impressive, and it's not the fact that the defense is not able to stop him. Obviously, they can't stop him. It's just the fact that he is just so good. There are times there when they look like they've got him locked down after about a 2-yard gain, and he breaks it all the way. He's just an outstanding back, and part of it is his feet. He's got such quickness. You'll hear coaches talk about kids that have great speed, straightaway speed, and then there's other kids that just have great feet, and that's something that he possesses.
just that instinct to avoid tacklers and break tacklers. And you talked about three-sport athletes not too long ago. In addition to football, he wrestles and he runs track, so he's got power and speed.
That's amazing.
215 total yards for Carrollton. And Roby has 212.
It's quite a matchup, isn't it?
And
one against 11.
And that includes those 3 Lena turnovers.
It's been quite a show.
So 49 seconds to play here. And it's an 11-point lead for Lena. This is their 5th state championship appearance. They are 4-0 in state championship games. A little squibber here, fielded and giving the knee. There is Nick Inden taking the knee.
Well, in this first half alone, Roby's almost matched the totals that he had against Fulton in the quarters, where he had 257 yards and 3 touchdowns, and that was in the quarterfinals, and he's almost got that right now in the first half of the state championship game.
Yeah,
what an amazing performance.
I was referring to that as his career high. In that game, he had 2 touchdowns on 2 carries for 109 yards, his first 2 touches. So that gives you a little bit of an idea. I said Nick Inden fielded that. It was Max Arnett for Carrollton. I mixed up my number 1s there. Pullman back to throw. He was looking for Leonard. Leonard broke off the pattern. And that's Roby with the interception. So Mari Roby doing it all. 3 touchdowns and now the INT. So Lena's got a chance here. I mean, the way the big plays have broken in this game, they could put up another score here.
Well, they doubled up here. We talked about this before, putting your best on best, and that's what they've done. They put Roby on Leonard. That's the matchup you want to have, and he did the job right there.
It looked like he either got bumped off his route or had to adjust his route because of the coverage, and Pullman was throwing for a spot, and Leonard wasn't there. Here's Jake Zeal, who had the first touchdown of the game with a pickup of a couple.
Jake Zeal, the ball carrier. Tackled by Travis Evans.
Be interested in the adjustments that these teams make at halftime. And I say teams, it would probably be more Carrollton making adjustments. And notice I don't use the word changes they'll make at halftime. There'll be adjustments.
That was the first turnover for Carrollton.
Going to run it out.
And it looks like we are done here in the first half. Lena fans on their feet, being encouraged by the players as they walk off. Leading here 30-19. An impressive performance by the defending state champs as they have really recaptured their mojo here in the postseason after losing 2 of their last 3 to end the regular season. You never know it looking at them here today. Mari Roby leading the way. Let's go downstairs. Donnie Tillman is with Rick Aaron.
All right, thank you, Lee. Coach, first half, how do you feel about your team so far?
Well, we played a little bit better the latter part of the second quarter. You know, we gave it away 3 times in the first half, and that's not typical of us. But you know, like I told our guys, we couldn't play any worse than what we were playing. So to go in with a halftime lead, coming out with the football, playing like we did, I'm pretty comfortable with that.
Obviously holding on to the ball key, but also Roby really getting going in the second quarter.
Yeah, Mari is explosive. He's electrifying. My concern right now is our defense. You know, we got to quit giving up big plays. The quarterback, the big long run, and then the 2 pass plays. You know, you take away those couple plays, and I'm not sure they have any positive yardage.
All right, Coach, we'll get warm. All right, guys, I'll send it back up to you.
All right, Donnie, thank you very much. 3 early turnovers for Lena, but they lead it here at the half, 30-19. Pullman, after trailing early, Pullman got loose on the touchdown run and kept Carrollton in this one, but Lena has come on strong here in the second quarter. Mari Roby with 3 touchdown runs and a 30-19 lead for Lena-Winslow.
Leaving the house. not easy. When you need health care that's easy, you need OSF On-Call Urgent Care. When and where you need it, in person or online. OSF On-Call Urgent Care.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 12 million participants in America who take part in high school sports or activities.
We're there to serve, make sure we're creating a fair atmosphere for both teams, upholding the integrity of the game.
I chose to be an official. It's the best decision I've made.
In life, things aren't scripted. Games aren't pre-scripted. You know, I got into officiating because my father was an official. Officiating was part of our family life. It wasn't just the game.
Get to be outside, get to experience the game. It's so much more fun. You can get a lot out of it.
If you're an athlete, we need people like you and translate those skills to officiating.
To help me become not only a better official, but a better person.
It happens in every town, in every game.
We never have a perfect game, but the rewards always outweigh the negativities.
And it's just been wonderful.
Roommates, not easy. When you need health care that's easy, you need OSF On-Call Urgent Care. In person or online. OSF On-Call Urgent Care.
Lee Hall, Jack McInerney back with you in DeKalb. 1A championship football, and it's Lena-Winslow with the 30-19 lead, Jack, and Mari Roby getting a lot of gaps and a lot of yardage in this one for Lena.
Well, he's done a great job, and there's no doubt about the fact that when we talk about what you can do as far as stopping the run, you can have an outstanding line of scrimmage and control it. But when you have a running back of his status, it's just hard to believe. And, of course, you know, you get a passing game that's been relatively ineffective. Been some key turnovers, no doubt about it. Here's a great throw and a great catch right there.
Roby with 16 carries, 212 yards, 3 touchdowns. Let's revisit our keys to the game and see the status there.
Well, you know, we talked about who's going to control the line of scrimmage. I think right now, based on the running game, we'd have to say Lena-Winslow has done that. And we've done, and you say that only because you've got a great runner. So the runner sometimes helps you control the line of scrimmage. And then who's going to stop the run? Well, right now, obviously Carrollton has not done that. And I think the kickers who's stepping up, field position they've both been getting field position from the kicking game basically at midfield. So that's been kind of a wash so far. So the first two, I think, we got to give to Lena-Winslow at this point.
All right, 30-19 our score. Let's throw it to Tony Kornheiser for halftime. Tony.
A lot, Lee and Jack. Certainly appreciate it. What an exciting game. I tell you what, Lena, an explosive offense. We've seen Mr. Roby go at it time and time again. You think he's caught in the backfield, and then he breaks out, finds running room. He is the story so far for the Panthers as they go for that 5th state title here. And I'll tell you what, this is pretty much an exciting game. Pretty much the Hawks have to make the adjustments, as was talked about earlier in the broadcast, to try to find out how you close the gaps, how you contain Roby, and how you get back in this game. It's going to be interesting to see what adjustments are made and how the Hawks come out to start that second half here at Husky Stadium. Once again, I'm Tony Cornish Jr. We're going to take a short break. We come back, we'll have more analysis and more insight. Don't go away.
Dig the pig. Dig the pig from Butcher's Pizza. Locally made with the finest ingredients. The frozen pizza with the just made taste. The quality pizza that your family deserves. A quick meal you'll be proud to serve. Dig the pig. Dig the pig from Butcher's Pizza.
If
If you are currently working in the electrical industry and you're not receiving great wages, benefits, including guaranteed retirement income, paid health care, dental, vision, 401k, and more, we have positions open now with IBEW Local 34. Be a part of the electrical team on the front lines of the electrical revolution. Join us on the cutting edge of training in new electrical technology. Contact us today at IBEW34.org.
These human hands, up high and wide. These human hands. Yeah, I'm down, I'm not broke. Yeah, I'm tired, I'm not done. Yeah, I'm scared, I won't run, I won't run, I won't run. These human hands, up high and wide. These human hands, I will ride, I will ride. These human hands, up high and wide. These human hands, I will ride, I will ride, I will ride. Through the fog, I will roll.
And once again, welcome back to Husky Stadium. Quite a ball game to start our long day of championship football off here in DeKalb. Tell you what, Lena, offense is explosive. Don't count out Carrollton. They've shown they can score as well.
I'll tell you what, they've been able to throw the ball a little bit, especially with the deep ball, getting over the top of that defense and getting a couple of touchdowns. But so far, it's been Roby's world as far as running the ball for Lena-Winslow.
Donnie, you've been walking the sidelines. You can hear what the coaches are saying. What do you do if you're Carrollton right now to make those adjustments to try to slow down that Panther offense?
Well, you know what we talked about early. They tried to shift some things so that they were able to fill those gaps and, not allow Roby and Zeal, others to, be able to get into the second level. It worked in the first quarter, but really in the second quarter, we saw some gaps, we saw some missed tackles, and we saw some touchdowns as well.
Now, if you're the Lena coaching staff, how do you keep the pedal on the metal? You don't want your guys to let up. A lot of football left.
All the coaches have been saying on the sidelines, finish. And that's what they've been doing. Those long touchdowns, getting towards the goal line, putting points on the board. That's what Lena wants to do. And so far, especially late in that second quarter, they've been effective doing that.
All right, Donnie Zillman, we're going to take a look at that Menards game summary right now. Take a look at some stats, some glaring numbers to throw at you right now after an explosive first half of action here at Husky Stadium. Carrollton, first downs, 8. Lena, 14. But look at the rushing yards, Donnie. 348 yards rushing for the Lena Panthers. And, of course, Carrollton, 128. Mr. Roby, say hello.
Yes, that's a lot of yardage on the ground. For Carrollton to make the adjustments, they really need to limit those possessions for Lena-Winslow in the second half. Otherwise, I think we know where this game's headed.
Roby, not that big, but his feet, he's explosive, and he's quick.
I tell you what, he's like a video game. A, B, pretty simple. Go, and touchdown.
He is. I like that young man. He has a lot of character, a lot of courage. Again, great crowd. I'll tell you what, the Hawk fans trying to bring their team on. They're showing a lot of poise there, too.
They're definitely going to need it in the second half. We'll see if they can make the adjustments and get back into this ball game.
Tell you what, we're going to take another short break and see if we can bring back some more analysis. We're going to take it back up to the booth when we come back. But don't go away. There's more exciting championship football here from Husky Stadium coming up. Don't you go away.
There's more here than meets the eye. Corn is in the food that nourishes us. It's in the medicine and vitamins and other products that sustain us. It's in the daily essentials that help us navigate and create in the world. It's renewable and sustainable, better for our world and our future. Corn is all this and more. And the best part? It's homegrown by local farm families, right here in Illinois.
At Illinois State University, our legacy is one of preparing students to create, to explore, to lead, to make an impact. Our students graduate on time, find success in their field, and make a difference in the world. That's our legacy. What will yours be? Create your legacy at Illinois State University.
It's here, the Menards Black Friday sale. Hurry in for best selection. Prices good through December 5th. Power all of your devices with this 30-pack of double or AAA batteries. They're just $3.98 after rebate. A bath set is the perfect gift to give this holiday season. These Dove men's and Axe bath sets are just $7.97 each. Check out these and more amazing Black Friday deals at Menards. Available in store only while supplies last.
Save big money at Menards.
We know it's difficult to decide where to invest first each year, but your farm and family depend on it. We want you to have your most successful season yet, and that's why we've cataloged over 12 million corn plants and 20,000 germinating seeds. Whether you're just beginning to monitor equipment performance or fine-tuning your equipment, our dealers are here to help. This is your year to know that you're doing the best you possibly can for your farm and your family.
And once again, welcome back to Husky Stadium again. The Lena Panthers are showing you why they are one of the top-ranked programs in the state of Illinois. An explosive offense. I tell you what, always good to see them moving the football with poise, with explosiveness. And I tell you what character on that offensive line. The big guys up front getting it done, opening up some fantastic running lanes for Mr. Roby, and he's doing the rest, folks. It's going to be an exciting second half. I think Carrollton's going to stick around, but we've got to see what the Hawks going to do as far as adjustments. What does the defense do? Do you bring a blitz package? Do you put more men on the line? Do you make it a little bit tighter in the trenches? I don't know. Mr. Roby seems to be on a mission. The Panthers looking for that 5th state championship. We're going to see what happens, and then again in the second half, which is just a few minutes away. We're going to take a short break, come back with more analysis and more updates here at Husky Stadium in DeKalb, Northern Illinois University. What a great weekend of championship football right here on the IHSA Sports Network. Don't you go away.
Together, we made it through one of the most challenging years in our lives.
Together, we helped our schools and students achieve great things.
We all partnered and struggled and overcame together.
Because we know, together, we can do great things.
Now, we aim to be better than ever.
We are IEA, the Illinois Education Association, and we all are stronger together.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the stage.
In the pool. On the field. Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends. Yeah! Be great.
Participate.
This broadcast is copyrighted by the IHSA, the NFHS Network, and Gray Media Group Incorporated. Any other use of this broadcast or internet stream without the express written consent of the IHSA, the NFHS Network, and Gray Media Group Incorporated is strictly prohibited.
And once again, welcome back to Husky Stadium. We're getting ready for an exciting second half Class 1A championship game, of course, right now in full effect. And you can see the score, Carrollton trailing the Lena-Winslow Panthers 30-19. Carrollton Hawks, of course, were second seeded coming into this matchup. Lena seeded 6th. Right now, we're going to go back up to the booth and check in with the men who have all the exciting play-by-play and color analysis going on. Lee and Jack. Gentlemen, I'm ready for an exciting second half of action.
Thanks, Tony. Same here. It's a 30-19 score here at halftime, and Donnie Tillman got a chance to catch up with head coach Nick Flowers of the Carrollton Hawks.
I'm down here on the field with Coach Flowers. What did you tell your team during halftime?
You know, we just got to tackle. You know, tackle
playing physical football and tackling is what got us here today. And they have a great power run game, but we weren't finishing the plays there. And Roby and his crew was doing a good job of really cutting back on us and cutting back across the grain. And we just have to get backside pursuit and get guys rallying the ball and just tackling these guys. So offensively, I know we can move the ball, but we just got to slow these guys down. We didn't make them punt one time.
As far as your offense goes, you were able to get a couple of deep balls early in the contest. Will you go for that in the second half as well?
Boy, we will if it's there for sure. So, but we're gonna keep mixing it up. We had a real nice run play, inside run play there as well, and so yeah, we're gonna keep taking what we feel like they're giving us. But man, we got to slow these guys down for sure, so we can have an opportunity to score points.
All right, Coach. Good luck in the second half.
Yep, thank you.
All right, the Hawks will look to rally here as we continue this 1A state championship between Lena-Winslow and Carrollton. I'll send it back up to you.
All right, Donnie, thank you very much. Some pretty big plays on both sides of the ball there, Jack, for both teams, really.
Well, there's no doubt about that. And the thing is, he talks about tackling. You know, it's one thing to be a good tackler, but you got to be able to get to the back to tackle him. And thus far in this game, Roby has put some moves on those Carrollton kids that they're not even in position to be able to tackle him. He's just been outstanding. His jump cuts, even when he runs inside, it's not so much his outside speed, but his inside speed between the tackles and his jump cuts against the grain coming back have been outstanding. I mean, he's just one outstanding football player.
As we mentioned, Lena going for their 5th state championship, and that goes back to just 2010. So they have been a dominant force, and even though there's been a 1-year gap, they are going to try to become back-to-back state champions here. Mari Roby doing it all over 200 yards there in the first half, Jack.
Well, here's a little look off. Just a good job right here of intercepting. And again, he not only plays offense, but he plays defense here. He takes it into the end zone behind a good, strong offensive line. You can see what we talk about right there. That's not poor tackling. That's just an outstanding athlete with just outstanding quickness. His feet are so quick. Not only his breakaway speed, but his feet is outstanding. And those are the stats. No, folks, that's not after the end of the game. That's after the first half right there.
212 yards. He's knocking on the door of his career high, which came a couple of weeks ago against Fulton, 257 yards. And Carrollton will be kicking off here to start the second half, so Lena will get a chance to add to that lead here on the first drive of the second half.
And the other part that's interesting to me about those kind of statistics, that young man plays both ways. He's out there, he's basically the cover man, locks down on the best receiver that the other team has. So here's a kid that doesn't come off the field.
Kick is away and finally tracked down for Nick Inden. And fights his way to the 20, and that's where Lena will start. Leading here by 11.
This might be the worst field positions they've started out with.
Nicely mark it at the 19. 348 yards of offense for Lena, all on the ground. And nothing doing there for Roby as Pullman stops him behind the line of scrimmage.
And coach talks about we've got to be able to tackle, and who comes up and makes the big tackle right there? The best player that Carrollton has and the leader on both offense and defense.
Make it a loss of 3.
And you talk about a kid being coachable, and your coach talks about we've got to do a better job of tackling. He comes out in the first half and makes the first tackle like that. That's coachable.
Hand off at a flag before they got underway. It's going to go against Lena.
Dead ball, false start. Number 73, Lena-Winslow. 5-yard penalty. Replay, second down.
Take another look. Right before it got started. So second and a bunch. Mari Roby again on the carry.
These are situations that Lena does not want to be in, and has to be behind the chains. This is the kind of team that on first down needs to be able to pick up 4 or 5 yards. Good job right there by the defensive front of Camden, Gilmore, Evans, Carrollton, and Flowers. And that's going to be the difference in the second half, is the line of scrimmage, offense and defense. Is it going to be changed? Lena dominated in the first half. Let's see what happens in the second half.
Pitch to Roby on 3rd and 13. And he picks up about 4, so it'll bring up 4th down for the Panthers.
If they can hold him to 4 yards, they'll be thrilled. Most teams will be thrilled to get 4 yards on a carry. Carrollton will be thrilled to control him with 4 yards per carry. Notice how they came back and turned him inside. And that's what you got to do. You don't want to get him on the edge where you can turn that speed on.
Nick Linden back to punt for Lena. Coonrod back to receive for the Hawks. High snap. Runs it down and gets the kick away. Not a very good kick as he scrambled just to keep the ball from rolling into the end zone. And it'll be Carrollton ball at the 42-yard line.
This was a good adjustment right here of making a bad play into a decent play. I mean, that could have been a big, big turnover right there.
Only a 19-yard punt, but I would think they were grateful for that, as opposed to what could have happened on that high snap. So Carrollton will try here for the first time in the second half, trailing by 11. Coleman back to throw. Tries to get out of the pocket and gets back to the line of scrimmage. And no more.
Again, first down being a very critical down for both teams. You don't want to get behind the chains. It'll be interesting to see how Lena plays the pass in the second half. There's a good look at Pullman throwing the ball, which hasn't been as great as it's been during the regular season.
Pullman takes it himself. Jukes outside and gets down to the 25-yard line. Pickup of 17 for Grant Pullman.
Just a good athlete. This is just a pure run right off the bat. There's nothing going on as far as a fake throwing the ball. This was just off tackle, as Coach talked about. They had been running the play pretty well. And you can see the quickness that he has. At 210 pounds, he moves pretty well.
First down now for the Hawks. Coleman again gets behind Angel's block, but not much there. Pickup of about 2. Nick Flower said everything has just been right about this group, and he felt like before the season even started that this team was going to make it to a state championship game.
There's Coach. He's got his cheat sheet on his arm right there, on his forearm, and that's what the quarterback has. You can see him looking at his, and he just yells out. Everybody looks at their cheat sheet. I had one also, but unfortunately I got caught, and I had to stay after school.
Pullman again tries to get outside. Nowhere to go there. Brought down at the line of scrimmage by the All-Stater Brody Mann.
What a great job of penetration right here. You'll see him coming sliding right up inside the gap right there. 6'3", 200-pound senior. Led the team in tackling. Outstanding. Now there's a young man that can tackle in the open field.
3rd and long now. 2 of 6 on 3rd down for the Hawks. Trips receivers to the near side. Pullman now looking down the middle for Coonrod. Oh, in and out of his hands. That would have been a touchdown. It looked to be maybe a hair behind him. You would think it was a catchable ball, but just unable to hang on to it.
Well, the safety's bit on his first pump fake, and he got inside the seam right there. The ball was there. A good throw by Pullman. That's one that they, at the end of the ball game, they'll look back and say, boy, we wish we could have had that one.
Yeah, it was not behind him. It was just a little bit over his head. His body English kind of turned him around. And it falls incomplete. So it's 4th down, and Carrollton will go for it here. Pullman flushed out of the pocket, stays on his feet. He's got the first down. He's down inside the 10, and he's all the way down to the 5, a pickup of 20 on 4th down, and the Hawks are knocking on the door.
Well, that's a situation where you had great coverage. He had nowhere to go with the football, but sometimes that comes back to bite you. Great coverage. I don't want him to run with the ball, and that's what he does. I had great coverage down the field, and I forced him to run, and he ends up picking up the first down.
And that's the question I've been wanting to ask you all week. Is he a quarterback who can run, or is he a running back who can throw? Because
yes.
He does both so well.
Yes,
Good
is the answer.
1st and goal from the 5 for the Hawks. Give us to Harley Angel. Not much there. Good job by the Lena-Winslow front. Henry Engel, Ross Stabino, Maddox, Sargent, Gage, Dunker all up front. Gage, you might remember the name Dunker. His brother Jennings was on the 2019 state champs, is now at Iowa.
Sooner or later, Angel's going to have to be part of this running game because they're going to start completely keen on Pullman, which they've done already. But Angel has not lived up to, or he really only carried the ball, I think, 2 or 3 times in that first half, and he usually averages 11 carries per game.
2nd and goal. Pullman, nothing there. Wise to his tricks that time. That's Henry Engel, the defensive end, getting in for the top tackle.
You got to watch being one-dimensional. And at this point right now, it seems like Carrollton has come to that point as far as the run game is concerned. They become one-dimensional. It's Pullman the entire time. They need to get Harley Angel involved in the running game, even if it's by counters or any kind of misdirection.
Now 3rd and goal from the 7. They've been going the wrong direction. Pullman up the middle. It's down to about the 2. And there is a flag at the goal line. Pick up a 5 if it stands.
There's an apprehensive coach.
Face mask against Lena.
Got a 5-yard face mask. 29 from Lena-Winslow. Half the distance to the goal. 3rd down.
See if we can catch it right here. It's great right there. Just right at the end is when it kind of snapped back. Good job by the officials catching it. Great job by our cameraman picking it up also. Here's the get back, coach.
3rd and goal from the 1.
We're going to get a timeout here. It'll be a timeout.
Is it not 4th down? Why not?
See right here, he's saying, you got to take those earmuffs off so you can hear me.
Lena-Winslow takes a timeout. 30-19. Lena-Winslow with the lead, but Carrollton knocking on the door of the Lena end zone here, trying to cut into that 11-point lead.
Builder's Warehouse is home of the one price covers it quartz countertop. Don't be surprised by fees, be surprised by quartz beauty. Quartz countertops. Get it done and get it done right at Builder's Warehouse, or start planning at bwpeoria.net.
I got something special planned.
I'm finally alone.
The party has arrived. Let's just hope it ain't like the last time we was all out here together. We're all graduating and going on to different colleges.
Why can't we just live in the now?
Because it feels like I'm losing you.
Other dealers tell you why to buy from them. At Bob Grimm Chevrolet, we want our customers, like Chelsea, to share the day they experience the Bob Grimm way.
Hands down the best customer service I've ever experienced. We'll be customers for life.
Make 2021 the year you drive away in a Chevrolet, the Bob Grimm way.
We are back, 30-19, the score. Carrollton trailing Lena-Winslow, but the Hawks have driven all the way down to the Lena-Winslow 1. It's 3rd down and goal.
Well, the MVPs on these next 2 plays, maybe just one play, is going to be the line of scrimmage. Which line of scrimmage is going to be controlled, the defense or the offense? See if the white jerseys end up in the end zone, then you'll know who won.
Direct snap. Pullman takes it into the end zone for the touchdown.
Good job by that offensive line right there. And you needed to have them right here. Don't think so much it's just Pullman. It's that line of scrimmage right there. The big push by Harrelson, Gilmore, Evans, by Ehrman and Camden. They needed to do that. They're not a big offensive line. They're only 217 pounds. And but they do a nice job technique-wise.
Pullman's second touchdown run of the game. He's thrown for a couple and run for a couple. Now the Hawks will go for 2 and try to make it a 3-point ball game. Direct snap. Now Coonrod looking into the end zone, wanting to throw it. Now he's going to try and run it in and won't get there.
What a great job of defense. They didn't fall for that one bit. Now that's either great scouting. At the top of your screen, he wants to throw to a wide receiver that is just blanketed by the corner. There was just nowhere absolutely from the start to the finish to go with that football. He had to run it. Great job right there of coaching and being ready for that particular play.
Bill Murray would call that a little razzle-dazzle. Illinois State University's total cost is in the lower half of Illinois public universities, and recent grads earn $12,000 more than the national average. Create your legacy at Illinois State. We did that, but we will not tell you the year. So it's a 30-25 game now. Carrollton back within 1 possession, 9 plays, 42 yards, 4:51 the time of that drive.
Just a good job by the people that are supposed to be the stars of the game. And what we're talking about there is obviously Pullman with Carrollton and Roby for Lena. Now the whole season's been kind of a highlight, but there's a good job right here of penetration by the quarterback.
Grant
Pullman
he goes on
offense.
It all. Yeah, he's on both sides.
And what speed that he shows us right there for 210 pounds. He's just outstanding. Now, see, he's going to go to some college as an athlete, not necessarily a quarterback. He can play a lot of different positions, and that's how somebody would recruit him.
Kyle Leonard to kick off. 43
Carrollton will kick it away. And it's fielded by Jake Zeal. He cuts it up the middle and just broke down. That was looking pretty dangerous until he was tackled and brought down by Kyle Leonard.
1 tackle away. And again, there's one of your top players, Kyle Leonard, making the play. You can see the setup in the middle, the wedge, and he breaks outside the wedge. There's the seam. Nice open field tackle right there, or he's gone. Wedge is set up in the middle. He breaks to the outside. He's gone if that tackle's not made right there.
Just one back in the backfield. That's Roby. Trying to get to the corner and does, and turns nothing into something. Picks up about 7 there.
That 7 that he picked up is probably about 9 that he could have had lost right there. What a great job of running right here. Penetration stops him. He bounces off, keeps his legs going, his feet going. And, of course, Pullman turns him back into the flow.
Give us to Dunker. I believe that's his first carry of the game. He's very close to the first down.
Now, after running Roby for most of the first half, occasionally you've got to go back to the counter actions, because that's going to open up big plays for the other people, because they are so keyed on Roby and where he goes. Everybody is fast flowing to him, and that's when you want your counters and your reverses coming back against the grain.
He was just short. 3rd down. Roby ducks his way through the line to the first down and into Carrollton territory. Their 15th first down of the day.
See the good job right there from big number 73, Ross Daven now. 6'4", 265, the right tackle. What a great job he just did on that particular play. What's great about him, he's a 2-year starter, but he's also on the all-academic team. 4.4 average in the classroom. The only time I came close to that was in my 40-yard dash.
Jake Zeal picks up a couple. The stories of your academic exploits never cease to amaze me.
Well, that's how they originally found how they made the shredder. There was never a shredder till my grades became public knowledge.
I tell you, no respect. 2nd and 8. Roby, nothing doing there.
Good job defensively up front. They try to run a little trap, but that front 3 right there, they trapped him. Good penetration coming down.
It's about 2 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter.
This game has gone fast. There's been a couple of penalties here and there, but for the most part, this has been a really quick ball game.
3rd, call it 7.
There's your counter.
Zeal trying to bounce it outside, turns it up inside, and is very close to a first down.
And if he hadn't possibly ran in the Stabenow, he might have busted that one. Stabenow was out in front of him, number 73 right there, and he cuts back.
It's like they're going to measure. I thought they were going to eyeball it, but it's close enough for a measurement.
There's the poor tackling that coach was talking about right there. 2 guys trying to arm tackle. You can't do that.
Now, if it is short, Lena will go for it here.
Get your credit card out.
Oh, my. Lena fans are not very happy with that spot.
Let's see if that was a putt. I'd give that to you.
Seriously, you would?
Yeah, maybe not if we were playing for.
You obviously haven't seen me putt.
Yeah.
So it's going to be 4th down, and I'm not even going to say inches. I'll say an inch.
Offensive line play. They'll cut the splits down, almost foot to foot. It'll either be a quarterback sneak or looking for the fullback. But again, when you got everybody bounced in here, they can get to the edge right here, turn into a big play.
4th and a frog's hair. Benson keeps it himself. Ooh. Bounces off of it and was intent on making that into something pretty big there, but he gets tackled at the 33 after getting the first down.
Good job right there, wedge blocking by the center, Maddox Sargent, and then the 2 guards, Jake Tipton and Henry Eagle. They just closed down like a wedge block that forced the defensive front off the ball for his quarterback sneak.
Luke's father, Kyle, is the offensive coordinator. Called his son's number that time. 1st and 10. And that's Dunker.
Now, see, at this point, you wouldn't think that's much yardage when they're only getting 3 or 4 yards. But the thing is, it's on first down, which is crucial in most teams. That's what you want to get. You want to get 3 or 4 yards on first down. It's so very crucial. It changes the whole game plan for you. You can do a couple of other things, be a little more dangerous, and open it up a little bit more when you're down in this area.
Under a minute to go now in what's become a very exciting 1A state championship game. Give is to Zeal, and he gets the first down. Or check that. Correction, that bring up 3rd down now.
Now, in many cases, you want to watch where Roby is. If he's on the left side, he'll be coming back to the right side if he's going to end up getting the football. because they don't want him just being the lead blocker, which he was on that particular play. They'll look for the counter action. So if he's on the left side, look for him coming back somehow or another to the right side.
3 quarters in the books. Lena-Winslow trying to become back-to-back state champions. They take a 5-point lead into the 4th quarter. They have the ball, and they are driving and looking to add to that lead.
Other dealers tell you why to buy from them. At Bob Grimm Chevrolet, we want our customers, like Scott, to share the day they experience the Bob Grimm way.
What I appreciated most was not being pushed through the sales process faster than I wanted.
Make 2021 the year you drive away in a Chevrolet, the Bob Grimm way.
Dig the pig. Dig the pig from Butcher's Pizza. Locally made with the finest ingredients. The frozen pizza with the just made taste. The quality pizza that your family deserves. A quick meal you'll be proud to serve. Dig the pig. Dig the pig from Butcher's Pizza.
Your car is more than just transportation. It's a gathering place. Your mobile community. At CEFCU, we get that. So we offer car loans with great rates, flexible terms, and no hidden fees. We work with you to get the loan you need for the vehicle you want. Because getting there together is better than going it alone. CEFCU, not a bank, better.
Do you see the world the way I do? My mom says I play too many video games, but what she doesn't know is that I'm actually making more money than she is as a YouTuber.
Lacey, do you know why there's a new car in the driveway with a bow on it?
You're welcome, Mom. At OSF Healthcare Children's Hospital of Illinois, they see the world the way I do. They put kids first, with care designed just for me.
Hi, John Coker at Builders Warehouse. These are some of the cabinets I have in stock and ready for immediate pickup. An unfinished, a slate gray, or a white. Get it done at Builders Warehouse on Southwest Washington Street or online at bwpeoria.net.
The 2021 IHSA Football State Finals is brought to you by LiUNA. Start your career in construction today at liunacareers.org. And by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs.
And we are back 30-25. Lena-Winslow with the lead and with the ball. As we start the 4th quarter, Lee Hall, Jack McInerney with you. Tony Cornish Jr., Donnie Tillman is down on the sidelines, and our outstanding IHSA TV crew. We hope you're enjoying this afternoon's ball game. On first down, checked out. Now it's first down. And that was Gage Dunker again. Only 15 yards in that quarter for Mari Roby after putting up about 210 in the first half.
Well, Dunker has been the other guy and doing a nice job.
He gets the carry here, slips through the line, gets to the second level, and takes it all the way down to the 6-yard line. Pick up of 15 for Jake Zeal, or check that Dunker, I should say. He and Zeal out of that fullback spot have had a pretty good game, combined their yardage.
Well, just as Coach mentioned at the break, the tackling has not been very good so far, and this leads to some. You might have a three-yard gain, and it turns into a 7-yard gain.
12th play of the drive. Dunker again. He's down inside the 1, and that's where they'll mark him. Just shy of the goal line.
Good job of the offensive line. Good job right there hanging on by Travis Evans, number 77, or he's in the end zone.
Second down inside the 1-yard line. Benson keeps, and it looks to be in, and he is. Luke Benson with the touchdown. He had a couple of touchdown runs against Ridgeview Lexington in the semifinals. And he puts the Panthers back up by double digits pending the extra point try here.
You can see how the Carrollton defensive lineman submarine, what that idea is to get the legs out from under the offensive lineman so they can't push you back into the end zone. But a good job by the running backs.
Now the pitch to Roby, and he will walk in. Untouched, Mari Roby on the 2-point conversion. And it's a 38-25 lead. Carrollton pulled within 5, but Lena answers. 10:39 to play for the state championship.
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player to get your digital copy today.
We are back at the 1A state championship football game. Carrollton had pulled within 5, but Lena-Winslow answers. The 6th seed leading 38-25 now. They were a 6th seed back in 2013 when they won. They were a 3-loss team that year. Looking to go 5-0 in state championship games under Rick Arend.
Well, coming in this ball game, their 13 games, they've averaged 41 points a game and have given up only 12. And they average offensively 43 plays a game for 329 yards of total offense, and they're way over that right now. So their biggest game is being in the big game.
Oh, Leonard touched it, another player touched it, and now I think Carrollton recovers at the 21-yard line. Boy, that was a mess. That could have been doomsday for Carrollton. And it was Coonrod, who's kind of an unsung hero on this team, falling on it. It hit Leonard, and it hit somebody else. It was Harley Angel. He couldn't hang on to it. Lena got a hand on it, and then Coonrod saved the day there to keep Carrollton's hopes alive. Another score by Lena might have spelled big trouble for Carrollton at that point.
That was a great athletic recovery right there on that play. Anytime the ball's bouncing on the turf, it can go anywhere. And that was a big play right there.
Gus Coonrod was a quarterback as a junior. He also was a return man and now a back. He just does a little bit of everything for the Hawks. Here's Harley Angel. Picks up about 4 on first down. He is a physical runner, and the thing Nick Flower says about him is he learned to follow his blocks.
Well, that was a good example of that comment because he had the guard and tackle pulling out in front of him. He had Matt Byraman and Camden out in front of him, the guard and tackle, on a little counter action, and he stayed right in behind him.
Second down, Carrollton. Pullman sidesteps the rush and gains the first down.
This is just a tough defensive situation for Lena. They're darned if they don't, and they're darned if they do as far as coverage in the backfield. They had excellent coverage as far as the secondary. There's nobody open. So this is what happens. He scrambles, and he picks up a first down.
And it looked like Dunker was coming in there to collapse the pocket, and it was almost like he intuitively felt that and then took off running. That's what Nick Flower says about Grant Pullman. He keeps plays alive. Looking to throw here. Complete out to the 42-yard line, and that was Coonrod with the catch. He's kind of like the Swiss Army knife for the Hawks.
Good mechanics right here. He not only runs well, but he also throws the ball well. The turn keeps the safety off by looking him away. Gets a good out route, a timing route right there.
2nd and 3. That was the 5th completion for Pullman, who takes off this time. And he has a first down.
It's kind of interesting how he runs with the football. Occasionally, some of his bigger plays obviously come from the scramble, but this was a straight design power play off tackle, and it wasn't as effective, obviously, as when he scrambled.
Throws on first down. It's complete. Kyle Leonard is All-State receiver.
Complete to Kyle Leonard. Brody Mann in the tackle.
His brother Kyle was on the 14 runner-up team, so he was another one of those kids that was here, or was at the state title game, I should say.
Good open field tackles right there, and that's what you've got to do. Brody Mann getting over there, not allowing him to cut back against the grain after that reception.
2nd and 8. Pullman on a straight run. Gets a block from Angel and gets out near the sticks. Be very close to a first down. On 2nd and 8, Pullman was a straight run, and he did get the first down.
Good job there by Camden Gilmore pulling out in front of him. Interesting styles of running between he and Roby. Roby's kind of a, he's got quickness inside, and what we see with Pullman is he's just got excellent speed to the outside edge.
Here's the handoff to Angel. He goes the wrong way and brought down with a big loss there. Brody Mann, the All-State linebacker, team leader in tackles.
You can see right here the defensive line just makes that penetration and pushes the offensive line back into the backfield, and that allows Brody Mann to come up and make that tackle for a big loss.
A loss of 6 brings up 2nd and 16.
Brody Mann is kind of the quarterback of the defense.
Pullman, quick throw to the flat, and catching it on his knees is Kyle Leonard for no gain. Well, flags were limp earlier in this game, not just a breath of wind blowing from right to left.
Right there, you don't want anybody to make a great catch for no gain. It's always important we talk about the term YAC, yards after catch. How many yards can he get after the catch? That's so darn important. It has a lot to do with his ability to run with the football, but also some poor tackling maybe on the defense.
Pullman alone in the backfield. Here comes the rush and the sack for Brody Mann. And he flexes for the sideline after the big play on defense.
Well, we talked about the quarterback of defense. That's he, and he's going over to meet the quarterback of offense here. Look at the speed that he has on that penetration and bringing him right off the edge at 6'3", 200 pounds. He's like a missile coming in right here. And obviously, Pullman didn't have a chance to check his blind spot to see him coming from the outside.
Loss of 8 there after a loss of 6 on the previous play, so it's 4th and 1,000,000, so Carrollton will punt. Hayden Flowers almost gets it blocked. Cameron Cleaver was in there.
Going to timeout.
And the Panthers will just let it roll, and they'll start at the 29. 38-25 our score. Lena-Winslow 6:29 away from their 5th state championship.
At Illinois State University, our legacy is one of preparing students to create, to explore, to lead, to make an impact. Our students graduate on time find success in their field, and make a difference in the world. That's our legacy. What will yours be? Create your legacy at Illinois State University.
We know it's difficult to decide where to invest first each year, but your farm and family depend on it. We want you to have your most successful season yet, and that's why we've cataloged over 12 million corn plants and 20,000 germinating seeds. Whether you're just beginning to monitor equipment performance or fine-tuning your equipment, our dealers are here to help. This is your year to know that you're doing the best you possibly can for your farm and your family.
Lee Hall, Jack McInerney with you back at Husky Stadium. 6:29 to play in this 1A state final, and it's Lena-Winslow, the defending state champs, with a 13-point lead and the ball. They leaned on Mari Roby a lot in the first half, but they've diversified here offensively in the second. And just as we say that, Roby gets the first handoff, but there's a flag.
Well, I think what happens there is the adjustment is made by Carrollton. They realize that they really got burned by Roby entirely, so they're doing what we call reversing the defense. If he's on the left, the strongest part of the defense will be on the right, knowing that he'll probably come back in a counter of some sort. So they'll usually put the strongest or quickest part on the opposite side of where he is, because all that yardage he made in the first half was on plays coming back away from the grain. So if he was on the left, he always came back to the right.
And Lena obviously adjusted to that.
They did. I mean, and that's good coaching, and that's why. But then again, Lena goes to a different back because they know that they're able to run the counter. It's just a chess match. Right there, two outstanding coaches right there with two outstanding football programs.
The dead ball, false start. 77 of Lena-Winslow. We also have a dead ball personal foul against number white 21. We're marching 5 yards back against Lena-Winslow, number 15 against Carrollton. It'll be first down.
Now, you know, you talk about, Lee, the adjustments that coaches can make, but it's still the players that have to be able to do it. I mean, you can explain to the kids on the board what you want to have done, but they've got to come out here and execute in the heat of the battle.
Roby with the carry there, and nothing much doing. Flowers and Harley Angel filling the gap. Maybe gain of 1 there, bring up 2nd and 9. Mari Roby's brother, Ravion, was an all-time great for Lena. Over 4,600 yards rushing. Roby with it again. Gets it to the outside and picks up about 4.
The other thing that to me is amazing about these teams, Jim, is how many of these kids not only athletically play other sports, Lee, but are also outstanding academically. There's about 5 or 6 players on Lena that are all state academically, and the same holds true for Carrollton, all academic players. So how do you adjust? You know, you're playing 2 and 3 sports and you still have grades that are 3.8 and 4.0. It's amazing.
Makes it a little easier as a coach when your kids are that smart. Give is to Zeal, and he's met at the line and not much there. Travis Evans in on the stop for Carrollton.
Yes, when you have good teams and good athletes, outstanding students, it makes for fun coaching.
Hawks take a timeout here with 5 minutes to play. Good look at Nick Flowers. He's also the offensive coordinator, calling his own plays. 5 minutes to play in this one. Back right after this.
Well, it's what you want it to be.
I mean, if you come in with the right attitude, you can make it a career.
Well, first of all the benefits. The pay, of course.
I can't be put. You know, I like working. I like being outdoors and working, so I think that's a big plus for me.
The money I make, I've been able to go on vacations when I want to and buy a new car and...
High school sports fans, relive your favorite moments. Just click the shopping cart below the video player to get your digital copy today.
Back at Husky Stadium. 4th down here for Lena. And it looks like they're going to go for it here. Up by 13. Or maybe they're just trying to draw Carrollton off. Mari Roby was the man in motion. That Lena defense has been pretty good for most of the day, Jack. They've given up 25 points, but coming up big here.
Well, that last series was real big where they were able to stop them. There's no doubt about that. They got more aggressive in the second half as far as coming after Pullman. He had too much time sitting back there, and he was attacking them in the first half. And so in the second half, Lena-Winslow's game plan in the second half for adjustments, let's attack him. And that's what they've been doing to pretty good success.
And they pretty much negated Harley Angel as a running option too. I don't have stats on his yardage, but we haven't called his name too much today. 8 carries, 26 yards, so they've done a nice job there.
Yeah, that's below his average. He usually averages about 11 carries for 99 yards. So yardage-wise, it's pretty well below his average, but not so much with his carries. Pullman dominates on offense, no doubt about it.
High snap. Endon runs it down again. And just lucky to get it kicked away. It'll roll out of bounds at the 31.
You know, one of our keys, it's starting to look kind of interesting on this. We talked about who has the best kicking game. Neither one of these teams have, I would say, used the word best kicking game. I'd say probably who has the better kicking game.
Well, in Nick Endon's defense, he has made outstanding plays on a couple of those snaps just to keep it from going over his head.
Good point. Absolutely.
And Carrollton will start from their own territory. We just talked about Harley Angel. Looks to get the edge, and he does this time. He got a heck of a block from Coonrod, and he's all the way down to the 48-yard line.
Got a flag.
Flag on the play. It's a pickup of 21 and a flag at the end of the play. Somebody come in late? We'll see. So we were just talking about Harley Angel, and look at the block he gets from Coonrod. I don't know if we'll see it. There he comes back and puts somebody on their watch pocket. And Angel.
15-yard personal to ace basketball against number 7 Black. 15 yards to the end of the run, first down.
Wow. 36 yards if you add up the penalty and the run from Harley Angel.
Right there. Great camera work. You can see that. Now, originally that play for Angel designed to go inside, but he bounced it outside, and it showed his speed getting up the edge, and, of course, picks up that extra yardage with the face mask.
And that's what Carrollton fans have seen all year from Harley Angel. Here's Pullman on the keep. He runs right behind Angel, who drives his man out of bounds.
Again, that's just like running out of the I formation. You get behind him. He's got a tackle out in front of him. He's got Angel out in front of him. Pick up 5 yards.
Pullman ran for 148 yards against Central A&M last week in the semifinals. And passed for 107. That just kind of microcosm of his season. Second down. He's going to keep it. Avoids a tackler, but runs into a host of Lena-Winslow defenders there.
Outstanding penetration right there. As we mentioned, Lena is attacking. You can see the linebacker flying up right there, and he just kind of gets tripped up by the turf. But they're trying to get inside those blockers who are supposedly getting out in front of Pullman.
Third down and 6. The Hawks 2 of 9 on third down. That is complete to Max Arnett, and he's down to the 20-yard line, and that is a first down for the Hawks.
Good delivery, good quick delivery right here by Pullman. It's not the prettiest pass in the world, but it got there. Picked up the first down.
104 yards in the air now for Pullman. Angel up the middle, found a little bit of a hole, picks up about 3. Greenfield did a good job of taking him away in round 2. He was held to 12 yards. And Lena doing pretty much the same thing. He had that good run here just moments ago. Here's the pass complete to Coonrod at the 12. And that's as far as he'll get. He'll be about 2 yards short of a first down.
Coonrod would have been a lot better off bouncing this to the outside, and he turns inside to the linebackers who are all coming in. Both linebackers and a safety coming up. And all he had was one man on the outside to turn that thing back out.
3rd and 2. Pullman. And it looks like he's got the first down as he's inside the 10-yard line.
You see Stubbenrow right here. Penetration coming in. And again, Lena's attacking defensively. And that's been a little different so far in the second half.
Along with being a great quarterback and defensive back, Grant Pullman is a baseball player. He's headed to Lincoln Land Community College, and he helped lead Carrollton. He came back from that surgery and helped lead them to a regional in the spring. That pass attempt broken up there, and it was Mann breaking it up. It was intended for Coonrod.
Pullman's got an interesting passing. You see how he does the jump turn. It's almost like a sidearm delivery. Pretty good coverage right there. And you can see how they're doubling up. Right now, this is helping Lena because now they don't have to worry about the deep ball.
2nd and goal. Pullman looking across the middle. Intended for Leonard. Falls incomplete. Jake Zeal on the coverage.
Right now, the secondary of Lena has been doing a really good job of pass coverage.
3rd and goal. This is the 10th play of the drive for Carrollton. Pullman back to throw again, dumps it off to Harley Angel, and it falls incomplete.
That would have been a big play right there, Lee. They had a screen set up. They had all the wide receivers that were at the top of the screen. All came across the field, and there was nobody over there to stop that screen. That would have been 6 right there. He'd have been able to catch the football.
It's kind of thrown to his left back shoulder as he was running away from the pass. So now it's 4th down, and Carrollton will go for it here with a little over 2 minutes to play, down 13. The game right here. And Grant Pullman calls timeout. And to see what Lena was in. So if Carrollton's to have any chance, they have to convert on this 4th and goal from the 10. Coming up next, we've got Class 2A state championship football, and it will be kind of more of the same, as Wilmington is a wing T school, wing T program, and Nashville likes to throw the ball around the yard a little bit. Coming up later in 3A, It is Byron taking on Tolono Unity. I believe Byron won on a last-second play in the semifinals, if memory serves. And then in 4A, it's Sacred Heart Griffin against Joliet Catholic for the 4A state championship. Of course, there are 4 more games tomorrow here, 5A, 6A, 7A, and 8A. So we hope you can join us then, whether you're here in the state of Illinois, somewhere across the country or the globe, another planet. We may go to other planets.
My wife has told me that many times.
Sure she has.
As Jackie Gleason says, you're going to the moon.
Yeah. Well, the woman's a saint. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
Have a nice Thanksgiving?
Great Thanksgiving.
Good.
Great Thanksgiving. Anytime you're with your family, it's a great Thanksgiving.
Absolutely. I did bring you some treats. I brought pumpkin bars, so see me after this. 4th and goal from the 10 for Carrollton. To keep the game alive, intended for Leonard, double covered, and it falls incomplete.
Well, he had plenty of time. There's absolutely no doubt about that. And there were some real collisions in that end zone. I'm almost surprised that he didn't scramble and run with the ball for as much time as he had, because the coverage was so excellent in the end zone right here. It's a big hit right there. And it really wasn't an intentional hit. They were just going for the football.
Leonard's slow to get up after that collision.
It's actually, this is the first timeout injury we've had in this ball game, and it really wasn't from a tackle or anything else. It was just for players going for the ball.
Nick Flowers out there to tend to his player. If Lena hangs on to win here, it would be the 17th state championship for the NUIC conference.
That's amazing. That's an amazing statistic. So you talk about competition. You know, you sometimes say, well, at the smaller schools, there's not that much competition. Yes, there is. There's a lot of it. But what happens occasionally is they have to play each other twice. They might see each other during the regular season. And then in the case, of course, when Lena-Winslow, they had to see 2 teams twice. Once in the regular season and then in the playoffs. And then for Carrollton, same thing. They saw Greenfield in the 6th ball game of the year, which they won 34-16, and then they saw them in the 2nd round in a closer game, which they won 14-6.
Good to see a Kyle Leonard up and walking to the sideline. So 2:13 left in this one. Lena started off slow. They turned the ball over 3 times in the early going, and Carrollton only able to score on one of those turnovers. Give is to Mari Roby. And Mari is our Liuna player of the game. An unbelievable afternoon for Mari Roby. He comes up with a defensive play here with the pick. And then 200 plus yards on the day. 3 touchdown runs.
Just outstanding open field ability. Just quick feet.
232 yards on 25 carries for Mari Roby.
And his ability to cut back against the grain, as Coach talked about at halftime, they've got to watch the backside pursuit. But sometimes, you know, you tell your players you've got to pursue from the backside, but when you get a back like this that is so quick with those jump cuts going back, it's just really hard. And then, of course, you got to be able to tackle them in the open field, and Carrollton was not able to do that.
And as much as they've relied on Mari Roby here in the postseason, his teammate Ethan Fye said, you know, he said to me, I don't care if it's me, you, Brady, whoever, let's just win. So he's an unselfish player. As much as he gets the ball, he's still unselfish about his team and winning, and that's a great aspect of his personality. Carry up the middle for Gage Dunker. The other thing Mari Roby said earlier in the playoffs, he says, we always show up for the big ones. And the Panthers have done that here.
That was a classic play right here. The middle, the trap inside with the fullback, the guard pulling, blocking down, the guard pulls and traps. Classical wing T football right there. Picks up about 8 yards, and that's exactly what you do out of the wing T.
Minute 27 to a state championship. The Lena-Winslow fans starting to feel it, starting to celebrate. Lena state champions in 2010, 13, 17, 19. Unable to play for a state championship last year. And they're going to take home number 5. 5 trips to a state championship game and 5 state championships for Lena-Winslow.
What a historic season it has been this year, but much more so last year. And all those players that didn't have a chance to participate in something like this, as far as the state championship weekend, they could only play those 6 games in the spring. Good shot right there of Rick Ahrens, who's done a great job, Lena-Winslow.
Flags on that.
2 outstanding football teams right here, and obviously 2 outstanding football programs. When you get here as often as they have, that tells you something about
21 White, 15-yard penalty, first down.
It tells you something about the kids, the commitment, the coaches, the community, and their devotion to academics and athletics at their respective schools.
Well, and you talk about Carrollton, you talk about this is only their 2nd state championship game, but their 9th straight playoff appearance. So Nick Flowers done an excellent job with this program. Week 2 through 10, they averaged 53 points a game on offense. So they have gotten it done all year long.
The other amazing part for me is from Carrollton, for example, with 10 players going both ways and be able to have the kind of year that they've had. And really the same with Lena-Winslow having 8 players going both ways. It's a tribute to their athleticism and their conditioning.
So the Lena-Winslow Panthers win it 38-25, their 5th state championship in program history under head coach Rick Aaron, who gets a little shower on the sidelines. Number 1 all-time in the NUIC for playoff wins, and he adds another one here.
This is a good football game. Just a real good football game. You know, the style we talked about, the running team against the passing team. Well, it really wasn't that. It was really 2 running teams against each other. And it kind of played out that way. We had a couple crucial turnovers when teams were driving the ball well. They had good drives. And then all of a sudden they were stymied by a turnover. And this is what happens in championship games when you play 2 good football teams. Oftentimes I've always said that I think that teams that have penalties, it depends on when and where those penalties are.
38-25 our final. Our player of the game, Mari Roby, celebrating his 2nd state championship. He was here as a sophomore 2 years ago. And a big celebration for the head coach, Rick Aaron. He talks about his staff. His staff has been together for years and years and years, and it pays off with a win here today. 38-25, the 6th seed with the win and the state championship. Another one for the NUIC. Lena-Winslow is your 1A state champion.
There's more here than meets the eye. Corn is in the food that nourishes us. It's in the medicine and vitamins and other products that sustain us. It's in the daily essentials that help us navigate and create in the world. It's renewable and sustainable, better for our world and our future. Corn is all this and more. And the best part? It's homegrown by local farm families right here in Illinois.
It's here, the Menards Black Friday sale. Hurry in for best selection. Price is good through December 5th. These Mucklucks ladies' boots are warm and comfortable and come in a variety of styles. They're only $19.99 each. Stock up on toys for the little ones. Assorted Barbie dolls are just $2.99 each. Check out these and more amazing Black Friday deals at Menards. Available in-store only while supplies last.
Save big money at Menards.
At Illinois State University, our legacy is one of preparing students to create, to explore, to lead, to make an impact. Our students graduate on time, find success in their field, and make a difference in the world. That's our legacy. What will yours be? Create your legacy at Illinois State University.
We know it's difficult to decide where to invest first each year, but your farm and family depend on it. We want you to have your most successful season yet, and that's why we've cataloged over 12 million corn plants and 20,000 germinating seeds. Whether you're just beginning to monitor equipment performance or fine-tuning your equipment, our dealers are here to help. This is your year to know that you're doing the best you possibly can for your farm and your family.
Now, stop me if you've heard this one before. Lena-Winslow is your state champion in Class 1A, their 5th state championship. Congratulations to Rick Aaron and the Panthers. And, of course, congratulations to Carrollton on a great year and a second-place trophy, their second since 2014. Donnie Tillman is downstairs with our player of the game, the senior, Mari Roby.
All right, I'm here with Mari Roby, and it was really Roby's world, especially for you in the second quarter. Just talk about how are you able to get loose?
Our line creates holes for me, so I can just make one play and one cut, and I'm gone. And they've done it all year long, so credit goes to them.
I was going to say the boys up front, sometimes they don't get a lot of the credit, but today definitely a lot of credit with your ground game. I mean, the team really was able to get behind those guys and rack up yards on the ground.
Oh, yeah, definitely. They paved the way for us. They make us look good, so.
Speaking of looking good, how about another state championship for you guys?
That's 5, baby. That's 5.
I mean, just is it this one, better than any other, or how is this one different?
Definitely. This one was more of a grind all year long. So much adversity, but, we're resilient, and we came out, got another state championship.
All righty, go have fun with your team. Congratulations. All right, that is your player of the game, Mari Roby. We'll send it back up to you.
All right, Donnie, thanks a lot. What a story Mari Roby is. Broke his leg in the first quarter of game 1 in the spring. Missed the entire spring season. Has a rod and 10 pins in his leg and comes out today. And as he's done throughout the playoffs, Rick Aaron says he's been the heart and soul of our team. He had 730 yards in the postseason coming into today. And you had, another 230, so 960, almost 1,000 yards in the postseason for Mari Roby as Lena-Winslow wins it here by 13.
Just an outstanding back. Here's a good look at the stats by two teams that you look at the time of possession, it's kind of interesting, but look at the yardage. Lena-Winslow 434, and that's kind of within their range. They usually average about 329, and 304 for Carrollton. Passing 0 for Lena-Winslow. You wonder, how does a team have that kind of yardage, total yardage, and that kind of points and that kind of stamina to continue without throwing the football, but they were able to do it. Part of it is the offensive line. They never get credit for that. Crowett, Tipton, Sargent, Engel, and Stabenow, they are part of the reason why Lena-Winslow is the state champion, what they did up front.
That was our Menards game summary brought to you by Menards. Save big money at Menards on all your home improvement needs. Look at the state runners-up. Congratulations to Nick Flowers on a great year. They finished 12-2. And now the trophy presentation to Rick Aaron and the Lena-Winslow Panthers, the pride of the NUIC, taking home yet another trophy. We mentioned the 17th in conference history. Lena, this is their 5th. Forreston has 3. Dakota won 3. Galena has won 3. Pearl City, South Beloit, won one each, and Amboy won one back in '84. They're no longer a member of the conference, but they were back then.
Is it me or the camera or my colorblind? It seems to be a lot of blonde-haired kids that live in Lena.
Well, that may have been a postseason thing. Like team bonding maybe. But we should have done that.
Well, I tried. That's why I went with the gray this year.
Me too.
I didn't know if you were going to follow my suit. But.
Well, I usually do. You're my hero, so I do. Congratulations to Lena-Winslow, the Panthers state champions. Yet again, I tell Rick Aaron every year that it's just doesn't seem like the state championship game unless they're here, and they are here so often, and if they're not here, one of their conference foes is. So congratulations again to the Panthers state champions for the 5th time. So they've got their trophies, and we're going to go back. We're going to go to a break instead, and we will be back with more from DeKalb right after this.
Do you see the world the way I do? I'm kind of an artist. I take random things around the house and make them into the most amazing sculptures.
Evan, do you know where all the spoons are?
At OSF Healthcare Children's Hospital of Illinois, they see the world the way I do. They put kids first with care designed just for me.
My part-time service in the Army National Guard makes it possible for me to be more for the community I call home. I'm a better neighbor because my service has taught me how important it is to be a team player. My training helps me in my classes when I must give attention to detail to the task at hand. My service in the Army National Guard allows me to keep my community and those I care about safe from threats. Learn more about how you too can live and serve part-time close to home by visiting nationalguard.com.
It all starts here in the woods of Illinois. Walnut, hickory, oak, individually selected and harvested for your home. Each tree, each log, milled to perfection, with the same attention to detail for 2 generations. It's not just wood, it's Corsaw hardwood lumber. Grown in Illinois, made in Illinois. Corsaw hardwood lumber, just west of Canton, on Route 9.
Great careers begin with Nika and the IBEW.
Earn as you learn and learn from the best. The electrical trades offer a great future.
Nika and the IBEW's 23,000 square foot training facility gives you real-world practical experience.
You are working and taking classes. It's the best of both worlds.
My education is being paid for, and I'll have 0 college debt.
Healthcare, a great pension. You really can't do better than working in the electrical trades.
Your future starts here. Nika and IBEW Local 34.
And we are back in DeKalb. Congratulations to the 1A state championship team from Lena-Winslow. We're going to send it over to Tony Cornish Jr.
Thanks a lot. Certainly appreciate it. What a great performance by the Panthers, and you can hear them probably celebrating just a few feet behind me right now as all the team members are getting their trophies right now and getting their medals from IHSA officials, and they're celebrating as a team, and rightfully so after a tremendous showing here in the Class 1A championship. Let's go back down to the field where Donnie Tillman is standing by for more interviews. Donnie?
All right, guys, I'm here with Coach. How gratifying is it to win another state championship?
The state championship is awesome. I tell you what, hats off to Carrollton because they gave us all they had. This was not easy, you know. We battled. Our kids battled hard. Their kids battled hard. I don't think we played our A game, but they were a lot of the reason for it. You know, they were extremely tough. And at the end, we had enough. I'm glad Mari's on our side. He made some great runs today. And in the end, you know, we had a great defensive stand to secure that. So, it was awesome. It was awesome, just like all of them.
Reached to your ball club throughout the game to finish, and you guys were able to finish. Time was on your side. You're able to bring home a state championship today.
Yeah, and you know, we preach that all the time. finish, whether it's finish a drive, finish a series, get off the field on third down, whatever it takes. And in the end, we managed to do that.
Coach, congratulations on the state championship. Lena-Winslow bringing home the 1A state title. I'll send it back up to you.
Thanks a lot, Donnie. Again, a tremendous win by the Panthers. 5th state championship for that program, and it says a lot about the commitment and the dedication to all the players and the fan base that has followed this team throughout the years. Lena-Winslow, quite an operation and quite a team, quite a showing. 38-25 is your final in the Class 1A championship here. Started at right after the 10 o'clock hour, and I tell you what, pretty exciting from start to finish, no doubt about it. Congratulations again goes out to the Panthers. So, of course, our next game coming up, the Class 2A championship, should be pretty exciting as well. And tell you what, the game and the fans are still coming in for that one right now. And we're talking about the Class 2A championship. We're talking about the Wing T formation of those Nashville Hornets. They check in at 12-1 on the season, taking on the Wildcats of Wilmington. They are perfect 13-0 on the season. A throwing team like to throw it around a little bit, spread it out. Of course, later on we have more action. The Byron Tigers will be in action. Toledo Unity, also 2 teams 13-0 going at it in the Class 3A state championship. That's a 4 o'clock start, or approximately around that hour. But the big one everybody's talking about here in DeKalb, the Class 4A championship. It's going to be at Donnybrook tonight at 7 o'clock. Sacred Heart Griffin taking on Joliet Catholic Academy. That's a top seed taking on number 3 seed, 12-1, 13-0. It's going to be pretty exciting here at Husky Stadium, no doubt about it. Time for us to take a short break. When we come back, more analysis, more interviews, more good stuff here as we continue with the IHSA Network, bringing you the best in high school football right here in the land of Lincoln.
There's more here than meets the eye. Corn is in the